Chapter 13. What a scam. It costs $1,000 to enter the city. If I stay here for a few days, I'll have to pay more. Su Yen was penniless. He had to pawn some beast materials to enter the underground base. This was a hollowed-out mountain. Although the buildings were simple, there was a lot of human traffic. Most of the buildings were resting places. Along the way, he even saw scantily clad beauties soliciting customers. Just as Su Yen was excitedly looking around, a fragrant woman walked over with her long legs. She chuckled and said, "Little guy, you haven't even grown all your hair yet. What are you looking at? Do you want to come and sit in my room?" Su Yan's strength had skyrocketed in the past 2 months. His entire body exuded a ferocious aura, attracting the woman's attention. She blew a breath of fragrance into Su Yan's ear and said, "It's free." Su Yan's old face turned red as he fled, causing the beauty to be so angry that she stomped her feet, causing her breasts to surge. "Damn it, why are you running? You're an old virgin over 100 years old. Don't run. Quickly go in and kill them." Su Yen turned his head to look at the flustered and exasperated beauty, and said in his heart. Su Yen moved quickly and arrived at the underground trade union. The light in the hall was dim. Someone came to greet him as soon as he entered. Su Yen explained the purpose of his visit. When he mentioned the Lord-tier materials, the woman brought Su Yen to a private room. Su Yen sat comfortably on the sofa and relaxed. Soon, a young man pushed open the door and walked in. Seeing that Su Yen still looked like a teenager, he was stunned. He then smiled and said, "Hello, I'm Xia Yang. If you have anything to trade, just let me know. The Underground Business Alliance's prices are fair." Su Yen nodded and handed 2 combat backpacks to Xia Yang. Xia Yang frowned when he saw the materials in the first backpack. They were all ordinary materials. They weren't worth his time. However, when Xia Yang opened the second bag, a smile appeared on his face. As a core member of the Underground Commerce Alliance, Xia Yang's eyes were sharp. He could tell at a glance that a Lord-ranked monster was a material. The claws of the Jinyu eagle were extremely hard, and could be used to make all kinds of weapons. However, the feathers had been burned by the waterfire snake. The skin and gallbladder of the waterfire snake were the most valuable parts. Xia Yang was silent for a while before he said, "Here are 2 Lord-class direbeast materials. Together with these materials, I can give you 2 million yuan. Su Yen did not bring their flesh with him. Otherwise, the price would have doubled. Su Yen wanted to keep these things for himself to replenish his qi and blood. There was no way he would sell them. Hearing this, Su Yen shook his head slightly. Xia Yang hurriedly said, "My price is absolutely fair. 2 million yuan is a lot." Su Yen did not reply. Xia Yang frowned. He carefully looked at the 2 Lord-class direbeast materials. Then, he stared at the waterfire snake's skin. He could faintly feel a burning heat. "Is this a waterfire snake?" Seeing Su Yen nod, Xia Yang was excited. This was good stuff. The waterfire snake was a rare direbeast. Its skin contained both water and fire attribute. It could be sewn into battle robes that the rich would like. It's a pity that the skin is damaged. Otherwise, the price would be very high. Xia Yang thought for a while, and looked at Su Yan's calm face. He gritted his teeth and said, "Brother, I can give you 5 million yuan. Su Yen thought the price was reasonable and nodded. This scene made Xia Yang laugh. "Great, great. I'm definitely going to be your friend. If you have any good stuff in the future, just give it to me. I'll definitely give you a satisfactory price. How about this? Give me an anonymous account and transfer the money to me. Also, I need a communicator. Just deduct the money from it." Su Yen said. "Haha, it's just a communicator. I'll give it to you. Wait here for a while." After Xia Yang left, Su Yan's face was filled with excitement. 5 million yuan. If he took out the cinnabar fruit, it would definitely be worth a lot. Soon, Xia Yang returned and gave Su Yen the latest communicator. This thing could not be bought without 10 to 20,000 yuan. The material of the communicator was very sturdy. Su Yan opened the communicator and saw the transfer information. He felt like he was dreaming. 100 years ago he was poor. But 100 years later, he went to the wilderness and made a fortune of 5 million yuan. He could not help but feel that the awakened ones were earning money too fast. No wonder the awakened ones had such a high status in the Huaxia Alliance. Martial artists would definitely rule the world in the future. I still want to buy something. Xia Yang skillfully took out one treasure book after another from the backpack and said with a smile, "All kinds of items are recorded in this book. If you see something you like, just tell me directly. We have ordinary treasures in our base. The precious ones need to be transferred from the headquarters in Huaxia City. You can have a look first. If you see something you like, just call me with the communicator." "Okay, let me have a look." Su Yan was a little disappointed. He wanted to have a look at their treasure house. Could the dragon totem search for unknown mysterious treasures? In fact, similar things had happened in the Underground Commerce Alliance. After all, the Huaxia Alliance had a limited knowledge of the divine devil civilization. Sometimes they could not recognize some unknown treasures. Instead, they were recognized by other strong people, which led to the loss of the Underground Commerce Alliance many times. Since then, it had been made into a treasure guide. The treasures that could not be recognized would be left behind. Medicinal liquids, weapons, martial arts, treasures, ancient relics, spaceships, 6 books. Su Yan flipped open the book on medicinal liquid. The first thing he saw was liquefied essence, which cost 100,000 Chinese dollars per drop. However, the origin of liquefied essence left Su Yan stunned. It wasn't refined by an alchemist, but rather extracted from a precious spirit spring. "Dragon totem, if you can find me a spring water, I will be rich." Su Yan licked his lips. This kind of resource must be in the hands of a powerful force. Su Yan even found some sleeping powder. It was expensive. A bottle cost 1 million yuan. Tong Gaoyang must have spent a lot of money to buy it. These are all level 1 medicinal liquids. The body-strengthening liquid is good. It can increase the strength of 3 to 5 horses. Unfortunately, it is too expensive. A bottle costs 1 million yuan. I can't afford it. Besides, I have Jinyu eagle and water and fire snake meat. I don't need this kind of stuff. Let's see what level 2 medicinal liquids have. Su Yan opened the catalog. There were very few level 2 medicinal liquid. The first one was the life spring liquid. After taking it, it could increase the success rate of opening the life spring by 20%. Oh my god, 1 billion yuan! Su Yan's mouth was wide open. A mere 20% success rate would cost 1 billion yuan? How much money could alchemists make? How powerful was the life spring stage? As for the other level 2 medicinal liquids, they were relatively cheap. However, they were still easily worth tens of millions. I should buy some yuan liquid to save my life. Su Yan opened the book on weapons and began to read carefully when he saw the top-grade alloy book. Sure enough, the things in this book were quite expensive. Generally, they would cost 2 to 3 million yuan. Su Yan took a fancy to a dragon-patterned rod, which was worth 2 to 600,000 yuan. It can cause fatal damage to Lord-level beasts. Even if I don't need it in the future, I can sell it. My weapon is not sturdy enough. I will take it. Su Yan preferred stick-shaped weapons. After choosing the dragon-patterned stick, he started to browse the martial arts category. After a while, he shook his head. They are all normal martial arts, and they are very expensive. In the future, when I enter a high school, I should be able to learn martial arts for free. Right now, Xing Yi Fist is enough for me. However, there was a martial art that he liked very much. Normally, peak-level awakening warriors could increase their speed by 30%. It could even allow them to dodge the attacks of Lord-level beasts. However, it cost more than 8 million yuan. Powerful warriors can make money faster. If they can create powerful martial arts, they can sell them for a high price. These martial arts can only be practiced by one person. Once they are discovered, they will be hunted down by the entire China alliance. Su Yan could only look at the stars and sigh. At this time, he was browsing the treasures category. There were relatively fewer things. He even found a source stone. But was it not for sale? Ginseng, Ganoderma, these are all natural treasures. Natural treasures that are more than 30 years old are worth more than 10 million yuan. Dragon Totem, when will you find me a ginseng mountain? When Su Yan found the cinnabar fruit, he carefully read the description. It was also not for sale. However, Su Yan saw the way to use it. Because the cinnabar fruit was very powerful, it required a strong human body to use it. 200 horse strength is barely enough to eat it? I have the flesh of 2 Lord-level beasts. That should be enough, right? Su Yan did not care about it anymore. After all, he had the dragon totem in his hands. He just hoped that the dragon totem would not eat too much. Let's see what the ancient relics are. Su Yan flipped open the column. All kinds of ancient objects, bells, cauldrons, towers, ancient swords, ancient relics? Su Yan was a bit stunned. The divine civilization must have existed on Earth before. The strong warriors excavated all kinds of ancient relics to search for treasures. Maybe the Book of Beginning was a heavenly art left by the strong warriors of ancient times. This was very likely. And these ancient relics could not be measured with money. Su Yan stared at an ancient cauldron. It was only a picture, but Su Yan could still feel its ancient aura. However, it required 10 origin essence stones to exchange for it. Origin essence stones. No wonder Tao Tianhua wanted to take my origin essence stones. Perhaps they are the strongest currency. Gold and diamonds are a thing of the past. How strong is this cauldron? Did the Jingu Bang from the mythological era really exist? Su Yan opened the book on spaceship. Seeing this, Su Yan smiled bitterly. 5 million Chinese dollars is not even enough to buy the scraps of a spaceship. It's called a spaceship, but it's not much different from an airplane. This was just a very small spaceship. Rumor had it that Huaxia University had a miniature spaceship. Its serial number was Huaxia 1. It was said that it could accommodate tens of thousands of people and could withstand the attacks of beast kings. Some people said that this kind of spaceship could travel in outer space. Whether it was true or not, it was just a legend. Su Yan took out his communicator and sent a message to Xia Yang. Xia Yang quickly came in and told Xia Yang what he wanted. Xia Yang said straightforwardly, "I've already sent the message. It will be here soon. Since you've bought more than 4 million Chinese dollars, I'll give you a discount of 30,000 Chinese dollars. Mr. Xia Yang, I'd like to know what's not for sale." Su Yan asked. Hearing this, Xia Yang explained, "Some items can only be traded by joining the Underground Alliance. I'll tell you the truth. If you can complete a transaction with the Underground Alliance worth more than 100 million, you'll see more pictures of treasures. This is something only VIPs can see. We also invite VIPs to participate in various auctions." Su Yan was speechless. Xia Yang was telling Su Yan that he had to spend more than 100 million to become a VIPs. Hee brother, adventuring in the wilderness must be very difficult, right? Chapter 14. Su Yan was taken aback. Was this guy a pimp? Xia Yang knew all too well that martial artists who risked their lives on the edge of a blade would be ruthless if they could come back alive. Seeing Su Yan's speechless expression, Xia Yang smiled awkwardly. "Brother, you're so young, yet you're already able to obtain Lord-tier beast materials. Your future is limitless. If you have any problems in the underground trade union, just let me know." At this moment, the item Su Yan had purchased arrived. It was a dragon-patterned staff that was about his height. It was black in color and had a golden dragon pattern engraved on it. Bang! Su Yan waved his hand. The dragon-patterned rod was filled with a strong aura. He did not doubt that he could destroy the wall with a single strike. However, it was a little strenuous for him to wave it around. The dragon-patterned rod was extremely heavy. Xia Yang's heart skipped a beat. The staff had the strength of at least 100 horses. His impression of Su Yan immediately improved. Very good. It's much stronger than my original weapon. The main thing is that it's sturdy enough. Last time, when I fought against the waterfire snake, the recoil almost hurt my hand. This weapon is made of top-grade alloy, much stronger than high-grade alloy. Su Yan was very satisfied. With this weapon, he was confident that he would be able to explore Wilderness Area 024. Who knew how strong he would be after devouring the cinnabar fruit? By the way, do you have any equipment to measure strength here? Su Yan asked. Yes. Xia Yang hurriedly replied. He led Su Yan away from the area. On the way, he said, almost every base in the underground trade union has one. It's exactly the same as the equipment used in the higher schools. Su Yan nodded. When they arrived at a heavily guarded area, Xia Yang pushed open the door and walked in. Bang! As soon as Su Yan arrived, he heard a deafening sound. His heart trembled. The amplitude of this power was much greater than his. In front of him stood a young man dressed in white training clothes. His sharpness leaked outwards. It was obvious that he was testing his strength. He swung his fist and smashed it against a black stone tablet. This is a stone tablet used to test one's strength. It's an item from the ancient ruins. You can test your strength by punching the stone tablet, Xia Yang explained. Su Yan stared at the stone tablet in amazement. When he saw the number floating above the stone tablet, he was shocked. 270 horses. Not bad, my strength has increased again. I'm very close to 300 horses. Seeing this person, Xia Yang said in a low voice. He is the #1 genius of the Azure Military Academy, Qing Hong. With his potential, it will not be difficult for him to enter the life spring stage. He will have a bright future. Qingjun Academy. Su Yan raised an eyebrow. He had killed a student from Qingjun Academy. Qing Hong, have you made up your mind? There was also a white-haired old man with his hands behind his back. However, there was a faintly discernible ominous aura emanating from his body. It was as if a great beast was hibernating, and it could steal one's soul. He is the chief manager of the 9th base. A genius like Qing Hong is worthy of our underground alliance. Xia Yang said, but we will have to pay a high price. Qing Hong said arrogantly, if you give me the conditions you just discussed, I will consider it. But by the time I have the strength of 300 horses, the exam will have started. The Underground Alliance will not make an exception. The old man frowned. Hearing this, Qing Hong said unhappily, I, Qing Hong, have the strength of 270 horses. Not many people in the 9th base can surpass me. When I have the strength of 300 horses and break through to the life spring stage, Huaxia University will definitely focus on training me. Why should I be restricted by the Underground Alliance? 300 horses is an incredible genius. It is equivalent to 3 times the physical fitness of a normal awakened. Su Yan thought to himself, I wonder what is the limit of my strength. Xia Yang said, the Underground Alliance will take in some geniuses and nurture them every year. When it comes to nurturing strong people, Huaxia University is definitely the best. But when it comes to resources, the Underground Alliance is more generous than Huaxia University. Oh, there must be conditions, right? Su Yan asked. Of course. If you enter the life spring stage, you will have to serve the Underground Alliance for 10 years. After 10 years, it is up to you. Xia Yang said quickly, but we can use resources to help you enter the life spring stage. Xia Yang's eyes were full of longing. Life spring stage was considered a great expert. Once one entered this stage, they would be the elite of the elites in human society. They would have a lot of power in the Underground Alliance. What kind of resources are there? Su Yan continued to ask. This is a bit complicated. The Underground Alliance will send strong people to test you. The chief manager has the right to test you. The stronger your potential, the more resources you will get. I heard that if you have the strength of 300 horses, you can get a cinnabar fruit. Xia Yang's words shocked Su Yan. The cinnabar fruit was given to him just like that. He could not help but speculate. Did the big forces have ancient treasures? Did they have a lot of treasures? But when he thought of the 10 years of freedom, Su Yan couldn't help but shake his head. 10 years was too long. Although the cinnabar fruit was precious, a life spring stage expert could still earn a cinnabar fruit in a few years. How could merchants lose out? I really don't know how Dao Zuyan did it. He has the strength of 1,000 horses. Xia Yang was speechless. What? The strength of 1,000 horses? Su Yan was shocked. Zhu Yan had the strength of 1,000 horses when he was in the awakening stage. God, how terrifying was that! Those who had the strength of a few hundred horses were already known as geniuses. But Zhu Yan in the awakening stage had the strength of 1,000 horses. Then, how strong was his limit? Then forget it. Qing Hong turned around and left. When he saw Su Yan, he snorted disdainfully. In the 9th base, there were not many awakening stage students who were as outstanding as him. Su Yan frowned. This kid was really arrogant, although he only had a little right to be arrogant. Head manager, this Qing Hong doesn't want to? Xia Yang ran up and asked submissively. Hearing this, the old manager shook his head and said, Young people are too arrogant. He only has the strength of 270 horses. Even if he has the strength of 300 horses, in the Huaxia University where geniuses gather, he is only average. The value of the cinnabar fruit goes without saying. It would be a waste for him to eat the cinnabar fruit with his current strength. Only when he has the strength of 300 horses can he use the cinnabar fruit perfectly. Su Yan was shocked. 300 horses was only average. Huaxia University was too abnormal. Could it be that the strength of 300 horses was the dividing line? Head manager, this brother is also here to take the test. Su Yan directly walked over and punched the stone tablet. The stone tablet was very solid and indestructible. At the same time, the stone tablet was strange. It did not feel the slightest bit of pain. Su Yan was surprised by how this thing was made. Soon, ancient words flashed on the ancient black stone tablet. Although the words were in the Zhongding language, Su Yan recognized it at a glance. 159 horses. Xia Yang laughed. The head manager also looked at Su Yan. This was already very good. After all, Qing Hong was a bit older than Su Yan. How old are you? Just when the head manager opened his mouth, a soft voice came, which made the head manager stunned. Su Yan looked over in confusion. He was stunned. It was a slender woman with snow-white skin. Her body was wrapped in a long black dress. Her snow-white legs were straight and slender, and her black hair was fluttering slightly. This woman was exuding a noble temperament. She was only in her early 20s, but there was a kind of suffocating fluctuation in her body. Life Spring Realm Expert. Su Yan was shocked. He did not expect such a beautiful woman to be a Life Spring Realm Expert. He did not know how strong she was, but Su Yan felt that she was much stronger than Bai Menjing. The woman in the black dress walked gracefully and looked at Su Yan. Their eyes met. Su Yan paused and said, 18. The woman in the black dress frowned slightly and said softly, According to the overall progress of awakening in the Huaxia Alliance, you are about to reach the age limit of awakening. Generally speaking, your strength will not exceed 300 horses. Even if you reach the Life Spring Realm, it will be difficult for Huaxia University to pay attention to you. The older one was, the more difficult it was to awaken. There was no doubt about it. What do you mean? Su Yan was confused. Huaxia University's assessment standards are very special. Even those in the awakening realm can join, but the prerequisite is that they have to have great potential. 300 horses is the standard. The awakening realm is related to future development and the strength of the life spring realm. The woman in the black dress explanation confused Su Yan. Is the awakening realm especially important? Decades ago, no one could answer this question. But now, I can tell you clearly that the awakening realm is very important. The human body's potential is limited, and there are strong and weak potentials. On the surface, even if you have 500 horses, it will be difficult to defeat an expert who has just reached the life spring realm. Su Yan had to nod. She was right. The life spring realm opened up a source of energy in the human body, which contained the power of heaven and earth. It could no longer be described by pure strength. Therefore, an expert who had just reached the life spring realm could crush any expert in the awakening realm. Of course, Zhu Yan was an exception. He had the strength of 1,000 horses when he was in the awakening realm. In the same way, under the field of absolute strength, no realm could defeat him. The woman in the black dress excitedly explained to Su Yan, the awakening realm is the awakening of the body's potential. But the stronger the potential of the body, the stronger the life spring realm will be. Without enough potential, it will be difficult for you to develop much in the life spring realm. Su Yan had a keen feeling that the martial arts era was developing to a higher level. In the future, the life spring realm would be the top of the world. Ordinary awakened ones would be eliminated by the cruel society. Now, the Huaxia Alliance is paying more attention to this point. It has already been included in the exam. With your potential, it will be difficult for you to improve much. Actually, you might as well join the underground business union. The woman in the black dress said slowly. Su Yan couldn't help but nod. Huaxia University would not put so much effort into cultivating a student with limited potential. Then he scratched his head and smiled bitterly. Am I that weak? Even if I join the underground business union, I won't be able to achieve much, right? I appreciate your kindness, but thank you for letting me know about this. Xia Yang was anxious, but he didn't dare to say anything in front of the Mississippi. The woman in the black dress was an authoritative figure in the underground business union. If Su Yan followed her, he might benefit a lot. That's good. The woman in the black dress was very gentlemanly. She smiled and said, I wish you a good future. Thank you. I have something to do, so I'll take my leave. Su Yan nodded and left. Miss, why did you say so much to him? The old manager was very surprised. She wouldn't even invite Qing Hong personally. I think I've seen this person somewhere before? So just now. The woman in the black dress shrugged. She felt that Su Yan was very familiar, but she couldn't remember where she had seen him before. So she said a few more words. The old manager was stunned. There were too few people that could be remembered by the miss, but this young man didn't seem to be too outstanding. By the way, miss, what's the situation with the ancient ruins we just discovered? The old manager asked. The situation doesn't look good. Although the business union was the first to discover it, this ancient ruin should be no small matter. I'm afraid that Huaxia University will interfere. The woman in the black dress frowned. The Huaxia Alliance often unearthed ancient ruins. Ancient ruins could be used to excavate treasures related to the divine devil civilization. The most important thing was to gain knowledge. I expected this. Although the mountain treasure is missing, its value is too shocking. Chapter 15. Su Yan left the Underground Business Alliance and circled the base a few times. After confirming that no one was following him, he quickly rushed towards his destination. The beasts in this area had long been cleared by the Underground Business Alliance's experts. He did not encounter any accidents along the way, and soon, he arrived at the cave where the Lord-class beasts were hidden. Let's begin. Su Yan's eyes were filled with excitement and anticipation. He wondered what level of awakening he would reach in the primordial realm. First, Su Yan cleaned up the flesh of the Jinyu eagle and the water fire snake and began to roast the delicacies. These were two Lord-class beasts that contained a lot of blood essence. He estimated that the meat could increase the strength of at least a few dozen horses. The roasting process was a little difficult. The Lord-class beast's flesh was too tough, and it took an entire day before the fragrance of the meat wafted out. The Jinyu eagle's wings were already golden, and Su Yan was already craving them. He took a bite. The outside was crispy and the inside was tender. The meat was very delicious. It would be perfect if I had a bottle of old wine. I didn't expect the dragon totem to not absorb blood essence. This is great. Su Yan chuckled and closed his eyes to enjoy the meat. A plate of this kind of meat in a restaurant would cost tens of thousands of Chinese dollars, but the Jinyu eagle had too much meat. It was enough for Su Yan to eat for a while. Su Yan ate heartily, spitting out the bones. As he ate, his stomach churned. This rich blood essence was surging in his body. Strands of blood essence contained blazing blood essence, nourishing his limbs and bones. At this moment, Su Yan felt like he was about to turn into a furnace. Su Yan stood up and punched forward, one punch after another. Every punch was heavy and powerful. He used fist techniques to temper his body and strengthen it. His speed became faster and faster. Finally, his blood essence surged and rippled throughout his body. It was incomparably comfortable. Awesome! Awesome! Su Yan laughed. Under the nourishment of the blood essence, he could feel his strength increasing. However, the blood essence was far from enough to satisfy him. Su Yan enjoyed the pleasure of increasing his strength, but he did not know that danger was approaching him. It should be here. Ma Zhoushan had arrived at the place where the cinnabar fruit tree grew. He was clad in heavy armor and emitted a cold aura. Boss, there are traces of a battle here. It should have been left behind by two Lord-tier dire beasts. There's also a corpse at the bottom of the lake, and Tong Gao Yang's communicator has been confirmed. He Ji's expression was ferocious. No matter what, he was still his distant cousin. How could he be blasted into flesh and blood just like that? The first person he suspected was Su Yan. At that time, Tong Gaoyang was sending him a message, and something happened to him. If it wasn't Su Yan, who else could it be? It seems that this bug has refined an origin essence stone. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so strong. This is an origin essence stone, a treasure that even money can't buy. It was actually wasted by this piece of trash. Ma Zhoushan said coldly. There are also two Lord-class vicious beasts. Something interesting must have happened here. I'm starting to get interested in this Su Yan. Luckily, I brought the mastiff with me. That brat has only left for a few days, so it shouldn't be hard to find him. A ferocious mastiff followed behind He Ji. It was strong and powerful, and its nose was very sensitive. It could smell Su Yan's scent. Find him immediately. Ma Zhoushan's eyes flashed with a cold light. He said, a Lord-class vicious beast. We can't let him waste it. Danger was approaching Su Yan. 3 days had already passed. Su Yan had never thought that his appetite would be so abnormal. The Jinyu eagle's meat had already been eaten by him, but he still hadn't felt the limits of his body. I wonder how much my strength has increased? Su Yan's strength had increased tremendously. His body was filled with ferocious strength, and he could easily split open stones. In particular, Su Yan had sensed the aura of the Jinyu eagle from the blood essence of the Jinyu eagle. For 3 days, he had continuously practiced the eagle form martial skill, and his control of the eagle form had become much smoother. 1. Su Yan sat cross-legged in the stone cave. His body emitted a light beam of qi and blood. It gathered in the air and condensed into a golden bird that looked like it was made of gold. Although it was still a little blurry, the qi and blood imprinted the Jinyu eagle form had increased Su Yan's combat strength by a large margin. This was the advantage of martial skills. He wondered how strong the strongest martial skill in the human alliance was. Using qi to transform, this is the true meaning of the Xing Yi martial skill. The stronger I am, the stronger the martial skill. Su Yan's eyes suddenly opened. His eyes were shining brightly. He took out the cooked fire-water snake's meat. It was beyond his expectations. The fire-water snake's meat was very delicious and chewy. The qi and blood it contained was much stronger than the Jinyu eagle's. After swallowing a lot, Su Yan felt as if he was in the fire and ice realm. His body was sometimes cold and sometimes hot. This shocked him. The fire-water snake's meat must be very valuable. If he sold it, he could sell it for tens of millions of Chinese dollars. This was because Su Yan's qi and blood had become more condensed during the fire and ice realm's qi and blood. On the second day, Su Yan's body rumbled and emitted a brilliant light. His powerful qi and blood had recovered. It was as if hundreds of fierce horses were galloping, causing the wind to howl. Powerful! The two Lord-level beasts had been eaten by him. The refined qi and blood had strengthened the shell. Su Yan felt that he was very powerful now. He could even tear a wild wolf apart. I wonder if I have the strength of 200 horses now? It's all thanks to the initial scripture. If it wasn't for the initial scripture, how could I use all the qi and blood? That would be impossible. Moreover, the dragon totem didn't plunder it. Su Yan opened his eyes and smiled excitedly. He had experienced the wondrous effects of the heavenly art. He would definitely go far in the future. I have been in seclusion for a while. Su Yan looked around. He didn't know why, but when Su Yan saw the stones on the ground, he had the urge to eat them. Have I gone mad? Su Yan shivered. He even wanted to eat stones? Still not enough? He didn't know why, but Su Yan felt more and more hungry. He had the urge to eat a wild cow. Why am I so hungry? Did I eat too much? Did I get some side effects? Su Yan's eyes were faintly red. The hunger was getting more and more intense. He was almost unable to control it. He wanted to obtain energy. He wanted to obtain a lot of energy to replenish his qi and blood. This kind of terrifying hunger made Su Yan breathe heavily. His eyes were red as he looked at the remaining fire-water snake meat. He shivered. This was raw meat. However, he instinctively swallowed his saliva. He was starving to the extreme. Damn it, why am I so hungry? Su Yan could only take out the cinnabar fruit and stuff it into his mouth. He chewed and swallowed. Before he could even taste it, Su Yan's body began to rumble. The cinnabar fruit contained too much energy. Su Yan was on the verge of exploding. However, a devouring power emerged from his body. His flesh and blood greedily absorbed the cinnabar fruit's energy. This speed even exceeded Su Yan's expectations. The cinnabar fruit's energy was being rapidly absorbed by his body. How can this be? Su Yan was scared out of his wits. What kind of mutation had happened to his body? He didn't even use the initial sutra to cultivate. This was a natural reaction of his body. As he swallowed enough energy, Su Yan's body began to feel intense pain. He endured it with his tenacious will. Finally, it was as if a shackle had been unlocked in his body. 1. Su Yan's body blazed brilliantly. He was like a giant beast, swallowing the surging essence energy of heaven and earth, and absorbing the cinnabar fruit's energy. His body was like a bottomless pit, absorbing all kinds of energy. In the process of absorption, Su Yan didn't even feel that he was becoming stronger. All kinds of energy seemed to be gathering in his potential. What was going on? This situation continued for an hour without stopping. In fact, it was getting worse. The cinnabar fruit was no longer enough to satisfy his body's absorption. Damn it! Su Yan took out a second cinnabar fruit with red eyes. After swallowing it, his entire body trembled violently. His body faintly lingered with an illusory golden shadow. His body seemed to have disappeared. The golden shadow was terrifying. It was like a demon god standing between heaven and earth, looking down on the heavens and overlooking the heavens. This was an extremely terrifying vision. Su Yan's body had been mysteriously unlocked. A terrifying aura was faintly discernible. Su Yan didn't know about the changes in his body, but his soul was twisting. Faintly, unfamiliar memories emerged. In a mysterious and majestic space, Su Yan saw a true dragon. It raised its head and roared, shaking the starry sky. The true dragon spat out dragon blood, drowning him in it. The fragmented memories were very vague, but they made Su Yan's hair stand on end. Could this be the memory that he was missing? The dragon totem on his arm didn't move, but the hunger was even more terrifying. Su Yan could only swallow the third cinnabar fruit. The energy released by the third cinnabar fruit made Su Yan's body burn brighter. The qi and blood in his body boiled and rumbled like stormy waves. How powerful was the medicinal effect of the 3 cinnabar fruits! Boundless essence energy gathered in his body. His body seemed to have opened a door, and a terrifying power rose. The super-strong potential that originated from the depths of his body was awakening. Su Yan's face was filled with astonishment. He said in disbelief, "Could it be that I've just awakened?" Only those who have just awakened would need large amounts of supplements to open the path of awakening. The path of all things, the path of awakening life. Chapter 16. I only just awakened? Just how strong is my mortal body's potential? Su Yan was so excited that he didn't know what to say. He could clearly feel the potential born in his mortal body. It was as if many shackles had been torn apart, opening up space after space of potential. Deep within his body, layers upon layers of powerful strength were awakened, enough to shatter boulders. As the vermilion fruit's remaining energy was refined, the strength of his awakening began to rise at a terrifying speed. However, the vermilion fruit's strength was far from enough to satisfy Su Yan's awakening. The majority of the 3 vermilion fruits' energy had been used to open up the path of awakening. Now, he needed even more energy to support the awakening process. I need energy. If the awakening fails, the consequences will be severe. If I had to do it all over again, when would I be able to obtain 3 vermilion fruits? Su Yan was as anxious as an ant on a hot pan. This was because, according to the cultivation manual, if the energy required during the awakening process was insufficient, then it was easy to die. This was similar to how Su Yan had obtained origin essence stones to replenish his blood essence. But now, the situation was different. He was awakening. There had been cases of failed awakenings before. In particular, Su Yan's mortal body was too terrifying. Once he opened up the path of awakening, the amount of energy required would make one's hair stand on end. Su Yan immediately took out the liquefied origin essence and swallowed all of it in one go. Billowing essence energy flowed through his limbs and bones. His blood and bones greedily absorbed the essence liquid's strength. With the essence liquid's replenishment, Su Yan's mortal body began to emit an aura that rapidly increased, as if hundreds of wild horses were galloping. Before Su Yan could be excited, his mortal body's potential began to absorb the energy from his organs. This is bad, I'm in big trouble. If this continues, I'll be sucked dry by the energy required to awaken my body's potential. 3 vermilion fruits aren't enough? Why do I need so much energy? If anyone else had such a strong awakening potential, they would be overjoyed. But Su Yan's situation was different. If he ran to the academy, this matter would cause a massive uproar and attract the attention of important figures. It was hard to guarantee that Su Yan wouldn't pay attention to him. Although Su Yan's current appearance was 78 years old and his appearance had changed during his cultivation, would Su Yan forget him? What should I do? Going to the Underground Merchant Alliance? With my potential, I'll definitely be groomed by the Underground Commerce Alliance. They won't be stingy with the cinnabar fruit. Su Yan pondered. This was the advantage of having a great power. There was no need to worry about not awakening enough. If Su Yan had a few billion, he could definitely succeed in awakening. I can only go to the Underground Alliance. Su Yen gritted his teeth. As he rushed out of the cave, his expression changed. What he saw was a ferocious mastiff rushing towards the cave. It was less than 100 meters away from him. This is a mastiff, a search-type beast. It was not a secret that berserk beasts could be tamed, but the mastiff was obviously here for him. Without thinking, Su Yen immediately thought of Tao Tianhua. Otherwise, who else would have such great power to control a beast? Tao Tianhua, what a vicious person! He wants to kill me! Su Yen never thought that Tao Tianhua would send people to capture him. Now that he was still awakening, the trouble was getting bigger and bigger. Ha ha ha, found you! He Ji laughed excitedly. His slightly malevolent eyes stared at Su Yen and sneered, "You're really good at hiding. You even dared to kill my cousin. You even dared to offend Tao Tianhua. Even 10 deaths wouldn't be enough to pay for your life." Ma Zhoushan's cold face also revealed a smile. If he could capture Su Yen and hand him over to Tao Tianhua, it would be a great merit. Boom! The mastiff had already rushed over, fiercely pouncing towards Su Yen. A beast wants to hurt me? Su Yen was even calmer at times like this. His brain was frantically thinking about what to do next. He didn't care about He Ji or the mastiff, but Ma Zhoushan's aura was very strong. He should be a life spring expert. He Ji also rushed over, afraid that the mastiff would bite Su Yen to death. However, just as the mastiff was about to reach Su Yen, it felt the qi flow from Su Yen's body. It was paralyzed and trembled on the ground. Its eyes were full of fear, as if it had offended the master of its life. What's going on? Su Yen was stunned. How could the mastiff be so scared? Was it because of him? Bastard! He Ji was furious. How could the mastiff tremble in front of a little guy? Su Yen stood at the entrance of the cave. The mastiff was trembling under his feet. He stared at He Ji with his black and white eyes. His cold and calm appearance made He Ji even angrier. He raised his hand and slapped towards Su Yan's face. "You want to kill me? I'll kill you." Su Yan's eyes widened in anger. His black hair danced in the wind and a strong qi and blood surged within his body. His feet stepped on the ground and the moment he moved his arms, a shocking energy surged out. It was as if he wanted to tear the mastiff apart. Bang! Under Ma Zhoushan's gaze, Su Yen stretched out his arms. His left hand formed the crushing fist and his right hand formed the exploding fist. The two punches struck out. Bang! He Ji felt as if he had been struck by lightning. Everything happened too fast. In the blink of an eye, He Ji's chest cracked. Then, under the impact of the exploding fist, his internal organs were shattered. Puff! He Ji spat out a mouthful of blood and was sent flying. He rolled on the ground and struggled for a while. There was no trace of life left. His eyes were still filled with fear. Bastard! Ma Zhoushan's eyes were red. He was furious. One of his men had been killed by Su Yen with a single strike. Su Yen retreated like lightning. Ma Zhoushan was enraged. His whole body was covered with a dazzling light. His body was full of vitality, like an erupting volcano. Boom! The cave behind Su Yen suddenly exploded. Many rocks flew out. It was obvious how powerful a life spring stage warrior was. Where do you think you're going? Ma Zhoushan was enraged. He was a life spring stage warrior and his men had been killed by Su Yen. He would be a laughingstock if word got out. Su Yen was as fast as the wind. He was very familiar with the terrain. In a short time, he had covered thousands of meters and jumped onto a mountain. Su Yen was extremely anxious. It was impossible to compete with a life spring stage warrior in terms of strength. The key was that he was awakening and could not hold on for long. More importantly, Ma Zhoushan was blocking the way to the base of the underground trade union. Little bastard, let's see how far you can run. Ma Zhoushan's feet glowed with energy. He was extremely fast, faster than Su Yen. His whole body emitted a dazzling light as he closed in on Su Yen. 1. At the same time, a bronze broadsword appeared in Ma Zhoushan's hand. It was also made of the best alloy, but in Ma Zhoushan's hand it was completely different. The bronze broadsword was filled with energy. Boom! Ma Zhoushan swung the bronze broadsword at Su Yan. The broadsword cut open the sky. It was visible to the naked eye that many trees were cut into pieces by the broadsword. The broadsword continued towards Su Yan. Bastard! Su Yan's eyes turned red. He let out a low growl and held the dragon-patterned broadsword in his hand. With his current strength, it was easy for him to swing the dragon-patterned broadsword. Pung! The broadsword was shattered by the broadsword. However, the broadsword was so powerful that the dragon-patterned broadsword was almost knocked out of Su Yan's hand. Best alloy! Ma Zhoushan's expression changed. This item cost millions of Chinese yuan. How did this kid have so much money to buy it? Moreover, Su Yan's strength was beyond his expectations. His broadsword was not something that could be blocked without at least 200 horsepower. As expected of source essence stones, this kid must have refined all of them. Damn it. Wait until I catch you. You'll be in for a good show. Ma Zhoushan chased after Su Yan. What surprised him was that along the way, there were many wild beasts blocking his path. However, these wild beasts seemed to be afraid of Su Yan. Just like the mastiff, Su Yan was also surprised. However, he made a decision. He would go to Wilderness Area 024 and approach the mountain treasure. Even if Ma Zhoushan could not catch up with Su Yan, without the support of the treasure, he would be exhausted to death. There was no turning back now. The dragon totem could sense the location of the mountain treasure. Su Yan was already rushing towards Wilderness Area 024. On the way, he was blocked by Ma Zhoushan. His body was covered with blood. Ah! Su Yan roared in pain. The speed of his awakening was increasing. He felt that his organs were weakening. However, because of this, Su Yan's strength became even stronger. He was like a fierce tiger descending from the mountain. When the wild beasts encountered Su Yan, they all trembled. They were afraid of the awakening energy in his body. This made Ma Zhoushan feel that Su Yan was hiding some kind of treasure on his body. He did not even dare to think about the benefits he could obtain from it. If he used it while hunting a Lord-level monster, he would be like a tiger that had grown wings. Kill him and take the treasure. Why should I work for Tao Tianhua? Ma Zhoushan's eyes were filled with greed. He stared at Su Yan and said, he must have some liquefied origin energy on him. Otherwise, he would not have recovered so quickly. Kiki, if he can even control liquefied origin energy, he must have had some fortuitous encounter. I want to see how you can escape from my grasp. Chapter 17. Wherever Su Yan went, the beasts would retreat. Even now, Su Yan could not figure out why the beasts would be so afraid of him. Was it because of the mysterious potential within his body? He did not have the time to think about such things. Although the beasts were afraid of Su Yan, that did not mean they were afraid of Ma Zhoushan. Along the way, he passed through the beasts, buying himself some precious time. One had to admit that Ma Zhoushan was strong. He wore thick and heavy armor, and ordinary beasts could not harm him. He madly slaughtered his way over, chasing after Su Yan. But when Su Yan approached his destination, Ma Zhoushan's expression changed. Just a few more miles and he would be in the territory of the Beast Kings. Damn it, stop right there. Ma Zhoushan was furious. The aura within his body surged out like a large river. It shook and surged with energy as it furiously swept towards Su Yan from all directions. Under the impact of this storm, the rocks on the ground were rolled up, endless leaves were sent flying, and ancient trees were broken. Dali's attack came one after another. Su Yan staggered and almost fell to the ground. He also let out a low roar. The primordial sutra guided the blood energy in his body, spreading it to the soles of his feet. The strength of his feet was astonishing, and every step he took caused the ground to collapse, creating a spiderweb of cracks. Su Yen was like a savage beast rushing forward. At this time, the temperature of the dragon totem was becoming increasingly hot. Bastard! Ma Zhoushan's eyes were red. He roared, "There is a beast king ahead. If you don't want to die, then hurry back. Dying in the mouth of a beast king is better than dying in your hands." Su Yen laughed and rushed towards a cliff. He saw a pool of water at the bottom of the cliff. The direction of the dragon totem was this pool. The treasure mountain was here. In the pool of water, there was a faint aura of blood energy, like a furnace of heaven and earth. There was a huge monster hibernating in the pool. The aura it emitted made it so that not a single beast could be found within a 10-mile radius. 1. At the bottom of the pool, a pair of eyes opened. The faint golden eyes released a ferocious might as they stared at Su Yen, who was standing at the peak of the cliff. A terrifying ferocious aura flashed in the eyes. However, just as it was about to break out of the water, Su Yen awakened the awakened power in his body. This caused the Beast King to tremble slightly, and its eyes were filled with fear. It scared. Su Yen gritted his teeth and turned his head to look at Ma Zhoushan, who was roaring furiously. Then, he stared at the pool and said viciously, "If I survive Tao Tianhua, one day I will kill you." Boom! Su Yen bent his legs and jumped off the cliff. Damn it! Ma Zhoushan was so angry that he almost exploded. His eyes were bloodshot and his face was distorted. The Beast King in the pool was extremely terrifying. Once he jumped in, he would definitely die. At the same time, Ma Zhoushan's heart skipped a beat. Could it be that Su Yen dared to jump in because the Beast King was afraid of the treasures in his hands? If that was the case, the treasures were too terrifying. He had to inform Tao Tianhua. With his strength alone, he could not possibly take away Su Yan's treasures. Just as Ma Zhoushan took out his communicator and dialed Tao Tianhua's number, an angry roar could be heard from the bottom of the pool. The entire cliff shook violently, as if it was about to explode. Along with the roar, a thick stench of blood filled the air, causing everything within a 1-mile radius to shake violently. How did it go? Tao Tianhua's voice could be heard from the other side. Ma Zhoushan, who was still in a daze, replied blankly, "He's dead. That kid jumped into the Jiao Dragon pool and died." How could Su Yen withstand the wrath of a Jiao Dragon? Hearing Ma Zhoushan's words, Tao Tianhua was enraged. "Trash! I can't even catch someone more useless than you. What use do I have for a dead man?" Tao Tianhua was so angry that he smashed his communicator. Ma Zhoushan did not even have the chance to explain himself. He smiled bitterly and did not dare to stay there any longer. He could clearly feel the Jiao Dragon's anger, which was about to overturn the entire cliff. The Jiao Dragon roared furiously from the bottom of the cliff. Su Yan's body fell into the pool. When he saw the huge creature, he was completely dumbfounded. It was a huge dark red snake. No, to be more precise, this huge snake had 2 red horns on its forehead. It even had claws on its body. This was the legendary Jiao Dragon. This huge snake had not completed its evolution, but it was a half-snake, half-Jiao Beast King. It was definitely a top-notch Beast King. Compared to the Jiao Dragon's aura, Su Yen was too weak. It was as if he was facing a huge qi and blood furnace. Its bucket-like body was at least 10 feet long and extremely ferocious. Although the Jiao Dragon roared furiously, it did not dare to rush over. This is the mountain treasure? Su Yen had already found the mountain treasure. It was hidden at the bottom of the pool. What surprised him was that the mountain treasure was made up of strange light beams. Every light beam was surrounded by a resplendent divine glow. It was extremely mystical. Su Yen could feel that the light beams contained an extremely vast amount of life essence. It was like some kind of divine light surrounded by a mysterious energy. Su Yen approached the mysterious energy, causing the half-snake, half-Jiao Beast King to roar furiously. Su Yen did not dare to breathe loudly. If the Beast King suppressed the fear in its heart and charged over, he would definitely die. Every minute and second that passed felt as long as a year. Cold sweat broke out on Su Yan's forehead. He was starting to weaken, and even the gate of awakening was faintly closing. I'm going all out. If this goes on, I'm dead for sure. Su Yan's eyes widened in anger. There was no way out. One. His body glowed, and the beginning scripture began to circulate, absorbing beams of light that shot out in all directions. The divine power contained in these beams of light was guided by the beginning scripture and merged into Su Yan's physical body. At this moment, Su Yan seemed to have eaten a great tonic. The weakened gate of awakening was burning to the extreme. How terrifying! It's even more terrifying than the Source Essence Stone. Su Yan was shocked. The half-snake, half-Jiao Beast King could not hold back and charged over. It could not understand why Su Yan could absorb its treasure, but it could not. This bastard! The Beast King's aura was too shocking. Su Yan was on the verge of exploding. He let out a roar and began to awaken his strength to the extreme. His flesh and blood were bright and resplendent, surrounded by a blurry golden shadow. The golden shadow contained a terrifying deterrent force. Su Yan seemed to have disappeared and turned into a golden demonic god, emitting waves of energy that caused all beasts to prostrate themselves. The half-snake, half-Jiao Beast King trembled. The world had changed. A demonic god was crowding the heavens and looking down on it. The Jiao dragon was so scared that it ran away. Su Yan was dumbfounded. What kind of power did his body contain? How could it make the Beast King so scared that it ran away? The power I've awakened contains a mysterious energy that even the Beast King is afraid of. Could it be that my body is special? Su Yan was silent. He recalled the fragmented images that were born in his mind when he awakened. He wondered if he had traveled anywhere in the past 100 years. How did he leave Mount Everest that year? And what secrets did the dragon coffin of the Snow Mountain hide? As Su Yan pondered, the awakened power of his body continued to increase. His entire body was like a burning furnace. Let's cultivate. When I'm strong enough, I'll be able to figure everything out. Su Yan took a deep breath. He visualized the universe and used his body as a furnace to unlock the potential of his body. One had to admit that the mountain treasure was powerful. There were a total of 9 light beams. Under the guidance of the beginning scripture, the 9 divine rays revolved around Su Yan as if 9 divine dragons were surrounding and protecting him. Su Yan's body turned into a furnace, burning fiercely. As he absorbed, the 9 light beams overflowed with divine energy and converged into Su Yan's body, increasing the speed of his awakening. Buzz! The awakened potential continued to increase, but the speed was very slow. It seemed that the mountain treasure was not particularly strong, or perhaps Su Yan's body's potential was too abnormal. An entire day and night passed. Su Yan was still awakening, but the aura of his body was gradually changing. His treasured body was hazy with golden divine splendor and was filled with a savage aura. It was as if the most ancient body was slowly being unsealed. Even the blood in his body was boiling. The mysterious energy contained in his blood was also awakening. It seems like there's something hidden in my blood? His body was awakening, and his bloodline was also strengthening. This was not recorded in the cultivation manual. Even a lot of the mountain treasure's power was absorbed by his bloodline. As his body awakened stronger, his blood was also absorbing the mountain treasure's power faster. I don't know how many days it will take for my awakening to complete. It usually takes a day. Su Yan was immersed in the pleasure of absorbing the mountain treasure's power. 3 days had passed, and the mountain treasure's divine energy had been consumed by more than half. However, Su Yan's body was much stronger. Golden splendor pervaded the bottom of the pool. The source was like an ancient golden god sitting cross-legged. A powerful aura leaked out, causing the rocks at the bottom of the pool to collapse. This was an astonishing manifestation. When he breathed, vigorous energy leaked out, filled with terrifying destructive power. Finally, on the 5th day, the mountain treasure was almost exhausted. His bloodline finally rumbled as it absorbed enough energy. It became extremely majestic, as if a golden sea was undulating on its own. Endless, profound, and primitive aura was transmitted from his blood. The source of his chi and blood, which was also his heart, seemed to have come back to life. It rumbled, causing the entire pool to shake. One after another, his heartbeat was like thunder. It was very mystical. This was a shocking scene. Su Yen felt that there was a terrifying power hidden in his bloodline. Once it was released, it would be extremely terrifying. However, he felt that it was not enough. It was not enough to activate the divine treasures in his bloodline. One had to admit that the potential of his body was boundless. Rumble. Chapter 18. The pool was almost blown apart by the surging power. The destructive power was too astonishing. Su Yan's body erupted with divine splendor that lingered in the air. This was the awakening power that emerged from his body. It was powerful and astonishing. His eyes suddenly opened. The multicolored light was dazzling, but there was shock in the depths of his eyes. Was the awakening complete? Not yet. The energy of the 9 light beams that revolved around him was exhausted. Su Yen fiercely swallowed them. The 9 light beams gathered in his limbs and bones, causing the awakening power to climb again. But it was still not enough to fully release the awakening power. What kind of astonishing potential was this? It had been so many days. It was still not enough for Su Yen to fully release his potential. He could feel that his body was very powerful and contained boundless divine energy. This was a transformation from the inside to the outside. His constitution had been strengthened, but it was still impossible to test how powerful it was. Qi. The awakening qi in my body can't be completely released. I still need energy. This qi should be the source of blood and qi. In the future, this qi will become stronger as his body becomes stronger. In ancient myths and legends, powerful existences had blood and qi that overflowed the heavens and penetrated the sea of stars. Can a human be so terrifying? Su Yan's eyes were red. The hunger attacked him again, even more so than when he first awakened. He had reached the most critical moment and could not fail. Otherwise, all of his previous efforts would be wasted. He also did not expect his bloodline to absorb so much power from the mountain treasure. Otherwise, it would be enough for him to fully awaken. It was too late to say anything now. He had to find the next mountain treasure. Su Yen quickly left the pool and looked around. His red eyes scanned the wasteland in all directions. He even wanted to eat some trees when he saw them. I'm so hungry. I have to find some tonics, or I can go hunt some wild beasts. But how much blood and flesh do I need to replenish the blood and qi in my body? Awakening is to unlock the potential of the human body and replenish the blood and qi. Only then can the awakening be considered complete. Although his current situation was very critical, Su Yen was very excited. This indicated that the potential of his body was too abnormal. In the future, he might even surpass Su Yen. Suddenly, Su Yen heard a series of hissing sounds, containing waves of ferocious power, rippling between heaven and earth. It's that flood dragon. Su Yan's eyes lit up as he rubbed his belly. If he could kill this flood dragon, then the flesh and blood of a top-level beast king would definitely be able to replenish his blood and qi. But how could he want to kill a beast king so badly? No matter what, Su Yen quickly ran over to take a look. In front of them was a ravaged forest. A crimson beast king was roaring. It was the ruler of wilderness number 24. It was a beast king that was about to transform into a flood dragon. Ah, this beast! A fat man let out a blood-curdling scream as he was almost smashed into 2 halves. The armor on his body was torn apart as he spat out a mouthful of blood. He was ruthlessly sent flying by the Beast King's tail. How could an ordinary person withstand the wrath of a beast king? Fatty, be careful! An angry voice exploded. A woman in a purple dress appeared. Her figure was tall and sexy, and her beautiful eyes were spitting fire. Her delicate cheeks were stained with blood. This was the blood of the Beast King. She held a treasured sword in her hand that was overflowing with dazzling sword light. Even the Beast King was afraid of the treasured sword in her hand. Lin Wanlan was also complaining incessantly. They never thought that they would encounter a Beast King, let alone one that was about to evolve into a top-level Beast King. It had always lived in the Flood Dragon Pool and rarely came out. They were lucky to have encountered a Beast King outside. The Beast King let out a long hiss. It hated humans to the extreme. Its treasure mountain had been stolen by them, and now it wanted to kill anyone it saw. Boom! Its 30-meter-long body danced, containing a powerful destructive force, and smashed towards Lin Wanlan like a bolt of lightning. It had to be said that Lin Wanlan was powerful. The treasured sword in her hand suddenly became resplendent, spewing out one dazzling sword light after another. It could easily destroy a part of the forest. Clang! But when the sword light struck the Beast King's tail, sparks flew in all directions. Its tail was too sturdy, comparable to divine iron. Its tail savagely exploded the sword light and smashed towards Lin Wanlan. Die, you beast! Lin Wanlan gritted her teeth and suddenly raised her jade-like palm. Her pure white and delicate jade-like palm was hazy with light. Her entire palm turned into the color of white jade. It crushed the vacuum and suddenly bombarded the beast tail that was swinging over. This is a martial skill. Two Life Spring Realm experts. I feel that they are much stronger than Tao Tianhua's subordinates. Su Yan had just arrived and was shocked to see this scene. This palm was too abnormal. It had shattered the scales on the Beast King's tail and caused blood to splatter. Hiss! The Beast King roared and smashed its tail into Lin Wanlan without any regard for its own life. Her jade-like palm was smashed and her entire arm was almost shattered. Stop! I'm angry! The eyes of the fat man who had been sent flying instantly turned red. His head of black hair stood on end. His body, which weighed more than 200 kilograms, suddenly became much stronger and thicker. It was as if a small mountain had been born here. This was the astonishing strength of a berserk transformation. The fat man's entire body was red. He was practically a small giant. Su Yan was dumbfounded. What kind of martial skill was this? How could it become like this? It was as if the fat man had been possessed by a deity. He rushed forward and hit the Beast King like a cannonball. Kacha! The Beast King suffered a terrible blow and its body was almost split in two. The fat man was like a giant ape. The aura from his fist was like a small volcano erupting. His strength is so strong. He can actually threaten the Beast King? Su Yan was shocked. Was this a top expert like Tao Tianhua? He guessed that these two people must have come from a powerful background. Look at my flaming fist. Go to hell, you son of a bitch! The fat man roared angrily. Fist after fist smashed forward. Every punch was heavy and powerful. Hiss! The flood dragon, which was about to transform into a flood dragon, let out a miserable cry. Its body caved in and many of its scales were torn apart. Blood flowed all over the ground. However, the fat man's aura was rapidly weakening and his body was shrinking. His entire body was bleeding. This kind of martial skill was too harmful to the human body. The flood dragon roared and used all its strength to send the fat man flying. Its bloodied body flew towards Lin Wanlan. Let's go, the fat man said weakly. His whole body was trembling. He could no longer hold on. Although the flood dragon was severely injured, they couldn't kill it in their current state. Lin Wanlan wanted to stand up, however, she had no strength left. She didn't know why, but she felt the half-snake, half-flood dragon Beast King's eyes flash with fear. At this moment, a youth with messy hair rushed out of the forest. Brother, you're no match for him. Take Lin Wanlan and leave this place. We're all students of Huaxia University. We'll repay you generously in the future. The fat man shouted anxiously. Even if the Beast King was severely injured, it wasn't something that Su Yan could handle alone. Su Yan didn't hear him clearly. His eyes were red. He was too hungry. He was so hungry that he wanted to eat a mountain. This gaze made the Beast King shiver. Why did he feel like he was prey? Su Yan's appearance made him angry and fearful. Not only did he steal his treasure mountain, now he was also stealing his prey? Evil creature, give me your life. Su Yan had already rushed over, awakening the power in his body. Suddenly, the Beast King felt as if he was looking at a golden demon that penetrated the sea of the universe, looking down at him. This made the Beast King terrified. Su Yan was like the king of all beasts. He had a divine power that he couldn't resist. However, the fat man and Lin Wanlan didn't feel fear. What made them angry was that this person directly rushed up and smashed the flood dragon with his dragon-patterned staff. This was too violent. This was a Beast King. What made them feel inconceivable was that the Beast King didn't dodge. It seemed to be frightened by Su Yan's shocking actions and allowed Su Yan's staff to smash its head. The strength of the top-grade alloy was amazing. It made the Beast King roar in pain. The crisis of life and death finally overcame its fear, and it let out an angry roar. However, Su Yan's speed was very fast. One blow after another, he smashed the Beast King's head. After 3 consecutive blows, the Beast King's head was torn apart. Blood splattered everywhere, and its injuries worsened once again. Finally, the mad flood dragon swung its blood-stained tail towards Su Yan. Dali attacked Su Yan, but Su Yan was not afraid. After all, the Beast King was heavily injured and only had 30% of its peak strength. Boom! Su Yan's blood and chi energy surged and erupted. It was vigorous and astonishing. His entire body overflowed with golden light, converging into a giant golden bird. Kill! Su Yan roared. The giant golden bird swooped down, dancing with the wind as it fiercely smashed into the Beast King's tail. The Beast King's body was originally on the verge of breaking, but under Su Yan's strongest attack, its entire tail was broken in 2. The Beast King let out a painful roar. Its body was broken, and its battle strength was greatly reduced. Purring! Su Yan cunningly waved his staff, ruthlessly stabbing it into the Beast King's eyes. This attack was too cruel, causing the Beast King to howl in pain. Its eyes burst open, and its huge body rolled on the ground, cracking the earth. Su Yan stood up, full of vigor. He was like a ferocious tiger descending from the mountain. The most terrifying manifestation was that Su Yan's blood and chi energy surged, transforming into a ferocious tiger. Xing Yi Fist's tiger form. His palm grabbed the half-snake half-flood dragon king's tail with lightning speed. Su Yan took a deep breath and let out a hysterical roar. Die! Su Yan lifted the flood dragon king's tail on his shoulder. His feet suddenly stomped on the ground, transforming into an eagle, and leapt into the air. Boom! Su Yan's strength was extremely abnormal. Carrying the flood dragon king's tail, he leapt into the air and ruthlessly smashed the snake into the ground. This attack was too ferocious. A large crack appeared on the ground, and blood and mud splattered everywhere. Oh my God, where did this pervert come from? He's too barbaric. The fat man was dumbfounded. He looked at the undulating flood dragon king. This was Su Yan swinging the flood dragon king and smashing it into the ground. The flood dragon king was struck to death by Su Yan. However, Su Yan's entire palm was a bloody mess. Blood flowed out and he gasped for breath. It was about to transform into a flood dragon. How could it be so easy to kill? If the flood dragon king was in its peak state, it could have killed Su Yan in an instant. Killed. Su Yan's eyes stared straight at the flood dragon king. He was like an old virgin who had been starving for countless years seeing a peerless beauty. His eyes reddened and his breathing became heavy. Then, his gaze turned to Lin Wanlon. This purple-clothed woman's face was exquisite, but her body was tall and sexy. Her tattered clothes revealed a little of her snow-white skin, causing one's heart to tremble. Su Yan's eyes became even redder. I've been reading for 3 days. Originally, I wanted to take a break. But when I saw that today was the Dragon Raising Its Head festival, I continued. I also hope that one day, Su Yan can also soar through the stars. Thank you for everyone's support. Chapter 19. Su Yan's greedy eyes made Lin Wanlon shiver. She said hurriedly, What are you doing? Don't come over. Su Yan walked over, his whole body emitting a strong masculine aura, making Lin Wanlon shiver like a frightened rabbit. She hugged her body and screamed, what are you doing? Go away, go away! Stop, let go of this girl, let— The fat man suddenly stood up with a fierce look on his face. However, he didn't dare to say anything else as soon as the words left his mouth. Lin Wanlon was trembling in fear. She didn't have any strength left, but what happened next made Lin Wanlon so angry that her face turned black. She wanted to kick him. Su Yan didn't target her. Instead, he took the sword from her hand. It was an ancient sword that had existed for countless years. It could cut iron like mud, and now it was in Su Yan's hands. He slashed at the Beast King's body again and again, cutting off its skin at an extremely fast speed. What was he doing? Cutting off the Beast King at this time? Didn't he know that a great beauty was lying on the ground pitifully? What was in this guy's head? Immediately, Lin Wanlon was completely dumbfounded. Her beautiful eyes were wide open as she saw Su Yan pick up the snake's skin with his left hand and the snake meat with his right hand. He carried them on his shoulder and ran away with big strides. Brother, you're too unreasonable. We work together to kill the Beast King. No matter what, we have a share. You can't run. The fat man was anxious. He chased after him like a victim, even forgetting Lin Wanlon. Damn it, damn it, damn it! Lin Wanlon was so angry that her eyes were spitting fire. She was the famous genius of Huaxia University. Her suitors could line up a street, but this young man didn't say a word. He took the spoils and ran, leaving her, a great beauty, behind. Give me back my sword. Lin Wanlon forgot her pain and quickly got up. Her black hair fluttered behind her head as she chased after him like a wisp of smoke. The fat man was panting as he chased after them for several kilometers. He was dumbfounded when he saw the current situation. This was too bold and unrestrained. Su Yan was washing the meat in the pond. What was he doing? Grilled? This was flood dragon meat. This Beast King, which was about to transform into a flood dragon, was more than 30 meters long. Su Yan cut it into 10 pieces. He quickly made a fire and rubbed his hands. He was so greedy that his mouth was almost dripping with saliva. Su Yan squatted on the ground and stabbed his sword into the flood dragon's meat, barbecuing it seriously. Damn it! My precious sword! Lin Wanlon chased after him. Seeing this scene, her heart trembled. She had spent an astronomical amount of money to obtain this ancient sword, and now it was being used by Su Yan to barbecue meat. Don't provoke him. He doesn't look normal. The fat man quickly stopped Lin Wanlon. Lin Wanlon was flustered and exasperated. She glared at the fat man and viciously looked at Su Yan. She disdainfully said, "This is the flesh of a Beast King. How can you cook it with ordinary fire?" Her words awakened Su Yan, and he looked at them. The fat man pursed his lips. Lin Wanlon was startled. She immediately stretched out her blood-stained palm and exerted a bit of force. Wisps of blazing flames circled around her palm. Purple flames floated in her palm. Su Yan was stunned. Was she an alchemist? However, as soon as the flames appeared, they were extinguished. The battle just now had caused Lin Wanlon to expend a great deal of energy. Her delicate cheeks were deathly pale. She quickly took out a jade bottle from the purple bag hanging from her waist and drank it down. Lin Wanlon hadn't drunk much before the jade bottle was snatched away. Su Yen excitedly stared at the jade bottle. There were at least 30 drops of liquefied origin essence inside. Su Yen didn't hesitate and drank it all. Gurgle gurgle. The liquefied origin essence gathered in his body, replenishing the blood essence he needed. Calm down, you have to calm down. The fat man trembled in fear. He could feel the killing intent. Lin Wanlan was so angry her entire body shook. She pointed at Su Yen, her bright red lips trembling. She didn't know what to say. The jade bottle she kept close to her body had been snatched away, but Su Yen had actually drunk it. Good stuff. Su Yan's eyes regained some clarity. He noticed Lin Wanlan's furious appearance and then looked at the exquisite jade bottle in his hand. His old face reddened and he awkwardly smiled. Sorry, I was in a hurry. Don't blame me. Don't blame you, big-headed ghost. Lin Wanlan couldn't help but explode. Her face flushed red with anger. You stole my treasured sword and drank my liquefied origin essence. Don't think I'll forgive you just because you saved me. I'll tell you that's impossible. As soon as she finished speaking, Su Yan's eyes reddened again. The fat man shuddered and instantly said, Brother, calm down. Are you too hungry and want to eat? Lin Wanlan's eyes flashed with a trace of shock. She said in horror, He seems to be awakening. What did you say? The fat man was dumbfounded. This person still hadn't awakened? Did you forget what you looked like at that time? Lin Wanlan threw the unpleasantness to the back of her mind. Her heart was in disbelief. If he really had just awakened, then this person was simply a monster. The fat man was stupefied and didn't know what to say. At that time, he had awakened with the strength of 100 horses. After awakening, he had the strength of 500 horses. Hurry up, what are you standing there for? The fat man almost jumped up. He said incoherently, Hurry up and roast the flood dragon meat. If his awakening fails, then all our previous efforts will be wasted. Lin Wanlan knew the importance of this matter. She immediately took out many bottles and jars from the purple bag and handed them to Su Yen. As an alchemist, Lin Wanlan had no lack of precious elixirs. Su Yen gulped down the elixirs, constantly replenishing the blood essence his body needed. Don't drink too fast. Lin Wanlan forgot the unpleasantness and said with a dignified face, The elixirs I have are limited. I can't hold on for too long. If I don't replenish it with blood essence, the awakening power of the body will suck you dry. Lin Wanlan knew a lot about the awakening power. It came from the body's potential. If the potential wasn't replenished, it could easily die. Brother, you're right to listen to her. She's an alchemist. The fat man winked and said, With our help, you'll be able to awaken soon. Okay. Su Yen could only believe them. Moreover, these elixirs were very precious. They were worth at least tens of millions of Chinese dollars. After a while, Lin Wanlan recovered a little. She used the purple flames to roast the Beast King meat. She couldn't help but swallow her saliva. This was Beast King meat, and a Beast King that was about to turn into a flood dragon. They had killed a normal Beast King before, but this Beast King was not simple. It was not something they could deal with. It was purely an accident that they could kill the flood dragon this time. After only 2 hours, the flood dragon meat emitted a meaty aroma. The fat man wiped his saliva and hurriedly stretched out his fat hand. Just as he stretched it out, Lin Wanlan kicked him to the ground. With a look of disgust, she said, Go to the side. You only know how to eat. Go work for me. The fat man felt wronged and didn't dare to make a sound. He buried his head and continued to clean up the rest of the Beast King meat. Lin Wanlan quickly tore off a piece of meat and stuffed it into her mouth. As she ate, she gave the rest to Su Yen. Su Yen wolfed down the meat. The Beast King meat that was about to evolve could be called a treasure. The blood essence it contained was too shocking. His whole body seemed to be on fire, and his skin was red. Su Yen sat cross-legged on the ground and refined the blood essence in his body to replenish the energy needed for the awakening. I wonder how much energy he needs? After only half an hour, the fat man felt the vigorous vitality in Su Yan's body. This shocked him. He felt that Su Yan had the strength of at least 500 horses. He could even continue to grow stronger. He's really a monster. Lin Wanlon was very excited. Perhaps he could be ranked in the top 100 awakened. The second piece, the third piece, that night, Su Yan ate the Beast King meat. The thick blood essence in his body flowed into his limbs and bones, strengthening his blood essence. His body was like a burning furnace, surging with a turbulent source of energy. The billowing blood essence overflowed. On the second night, Su Yan's aura was even more terrifying. The moment his blood essence rose and fell, it faintly distorted the space around him. Lin Wanlon seemed to see hundreds of horses galloping and trampling, erupting as Su Yan's aura awakened. The Beast King that was about to evolve into a flood dragon was eaten by Su Yan alone. On the third day, Su Yan had awakened for 9 days and 9 nights, including the original time. His blood essence finally gathered and formed. It was shockingly thick like a furnace. It was as if a shackle had been broken. His body erupted with a bright beam of light, shooting straight into the sky. What a terrifying strength! The fat man was stunned. It had the strength of at least 600 to 700 horses. His aura pierced through the sky like smoke signals. His body was like a furnace burning. Su Yan even felt that he could continue to grow stronger. Where was the limit? Thank you. Su Yan stood up and thanked him. Hearing this, the fat man laughed and said, "Brother, you're welcome. You saved our lives. I just want to know what kind of bloodline ability you awakened." Lin Wanlon was also interested. Generally, geniuses with extraordinary physical talents could awaken some bloodline abilities. The fat man had awakened a bloodline ability, Delis Vajra. Previously, he had used Delis Vajra to severely injure the Beast King. However, bloodline martial techniques were too taxing on the human body. The fat man had only recovered after 3 days of recuperation with the Beast King's flesh. Bloodline Ability. Chapter 20. You have so much potential, yet you haven't awakened a bloodline ability? Lin Wanlon frowned slightly and said, "What a pity. Bloodline abilities are very powerful and suitable for personal cultivation. They can also save your life at a critical moment." They were all core members of Huaxia University and knew a lot about bloodline abilities. Some students with strong physical potential could awaken bloodline abilities, such as the Dili Vajra that the fatty had awakened. It was a very precious martial art. Hearing their explanation, Su Yan was stunned. He felt the power in his bloodline, but he couldn't awaken it. Could this be a bloodline ability? There's actually a bloodline ability. Su Yan was in disbelief. The big fatty chuckled and said, "Maybe there was an almighty person among my ancestors. It's said that not only are there divine abilities in their bloodline, there are also people who have obtained cultivation technique. Because of this, my teacher deduced that this has something to do with my ancient ancestors. It's very likely that my ancestor had divine abilities. They left behind a legacy in their bloodline." Su Yan was shocked. It was very likely. Otherwise, where did the ability come from? You guys are at Huaxia University, so you should know a lot about the ancient times, right? Su Yan asked with great interest. What we know is limited. Lin Wanlon replied, "We got all the answers from the ancient ruins. The god and devil civilization did appear, but with the strength of the Huaxia Alliance now, they can't find the secrets of the ancient ruins. I really don't know how strong the ancient people were. They must be very strong. The bloodline inheritance is the perfect answer." The fatty said excitedly, "Maybe we can reach the level of our ancestors and travel the universe. When that happens, I can leave behind a glorious footprint in the universe." Lin Wanlon laughed mercilessly. "The universe is vast and boundless. Maybe in some regions, some mysterious countries, and some seas of stars, There's an extremely prosperous cultivation civilization with peerless geniuses overseeing the seas of stars. Do you think we can compare to them? The fatty wanted to cry but had no tears. He said to the confused Su Yen, Huaxia University's teachers deciphered some ancient books and understood some legends of the god and devil civilization. There are many incredible things. Tell me the details. Su Yen was all ears. I've read in a book that an expert with remarkable abilities can traverse the universe with his physical body. However, the universe is too grand. It is said that even if you spend 10,000 years, you won't be able to cross the entire universe. The grandeur of the entire universe is unimaginable. It is said that there are ancient planets with life in the universe, and there are extremely prosperous cultivation civilizations. There are all kinds of peerless geniuses standing there, looking down on the starry sky. Whether it was Su Yen or Lin Wanlan, their faces were filled with longing. What kind of era would that be? Just thinking about it made one's blood boil with excitement. There are also some who say that the first realm of the awakening realm is the primordial realm. The awakening realm is the primordial realm, but the ancients called it the primordial realm, while we call it the awakening realm. The big fatty clicked his tongue and said, Legend has it that the strength of 1,000 horses isn't that big of a miracle. There are some immemorial divine beast cubs that are born with divine strength and boundless strength. It isn't rare for them to have the strength of 1,000 horses. There are also some terrifying and astonishing physique. They are called the monarch physique. They all have unimaginable strength. I really don't know how terrifying they are. That's enough, fatty. You don't have to say any more. Lin Wanlan shook her head and said, Our era has just begun. Even if the books say that they really did exist, how can we compare to them? It is said that some of the geniuses of super cultivation worlds have all kinds of heavenly materials and earthly treasures to squander since they were young. Rare godly mineral elixirs to refine their bodies, and all kinds of prehistoric monsters to baptize their bodies with blood essence. Their resources are too amazing. We can't compare to them. That's true. The fatty sighed and said, The stronger one's cultivation, the more one can feel the grandeur of the universe. One day, I really want to go to the universe to take a look. Su Yan's face was filled with longing. Who didn't want to go to the universe to take a look and see if there really was a cultivation civilization in the legends? Right, I haven't asked which school you're in yet. Lin Wanlan looked at Su Yan curiously. It was reasonable to say that with his astonishing strength, he shouldn't be a nobody. Oh, I'm a student of the Ice Snow Academy, Su Yan said. Ice Snow Academy. Lin Wanlan and the fatty were surprised. They weren't unfamiliar with this academy, but with his talent, he should have been accepted by a better academy. You guys know about our academy? Su Yan was surprised. Of course. Lin Wanlan's face was filled with admiration. The dean of the Ice Snow Academy is the female Shura of the Huaxia Alliance's top 10 elites. What? Su Yan was shocked. The mysterious dean, who brought him to the academy 3 years ago, was one of the top 10 elites of the Huaxia Alliance. She was Lin Wanlan's idol. Among the top 10 elites, the female Shura was the only female. Some people said that she was peerlessly beautiful, while others said that she was extremely ugly. Because no one had seen her face, they could only guess. As for why she was called the female Shura, it was because she had slaughtered the Beast Mountain. In one night, she had killed tens of thousands of beasts, causing a huge sensation. Su Yan asked about the female Shura's origin, but they didn't know. Su Yan's heart was heavy. He didn't know what relationship he had with the female Shura. Brother, you're so strong. You can definitely be accepted by Huaxia University and become a core member. The fatty rubbed his hands and said, Then I won't be lonely in the academy. Huaxia University is the best choice. Lin Wanlan nodded and said, Of course, some academies are still okay, but Huaxia Academy is the hope of the future. After all, Huaxia Academy has the most ancient ruins and has mastered all kinds of cultivation method. With your talent, you can definitely get a tyrannical cultivation method. Moreover, if you're lucky, you can meet Zhu Yan, the god of war. Maybe you can be taught by him. The fatty laughed and said, the richest person in the Huaxiao alliance is Zhu Yan, the god of war. Legend has it that he knows the ancient and the modern. Many teachers in the academy listened to him. Zhu Yan was under a lot of pressure. He didn't want to meet Zhu Yan, but he had to go to Huaxia University. Zhu Yan also lives in Huaxia University? Su Yan asked calmly. Lin Wanlan shook her head and said, no, not many people know where he lives. God of War Zhu Yan hasn't shown up for 3 years. It's said that 3 years ago, he organized an operation that gathered all the experts in the Huaxia alliance. The casualties were very heavy. What operation? Su Yan's heart was not calm. What happened 3 years ago? It's said that they opened up an ancient ruin. Lin Wanlan knew a lot of things. She combed the black hair on her forehead and said in a deep voice, opening ancient ruins is very dangerous. However, the casualties were the most disastrous. This matter is top secret. No one knows what kind of ruins were opened. Zhu Yan, oh Zhu Yan, what secrets are you hiding? Su Yan took a deep breath and asked the purpose of their visit. When he heard that they were looking for the treasure mountain, Su Yan smiled in his heart. He had already digested the treasure mountain. Su Yan talked with them for a whole day. He knew a lot about all kinds of things. You don't need to break through now. With the help of the top techniques, you'll get twice the result with half the effort. Also, if you join Huaxia University, you'll have a lot of resources to use. The fat man laughed and said, with your potential, it's very likely that you'll win the championship. Championship? Su Yan was stunned. Him? He really didn't think about it. Lin Wanlan rolled her eyes and sneered. How is that possible? Although Huaxia University values the awakening realm, they won't let an awakened person win the championship. Also, as far as I know, there's a monster who's probably stronger than you, Su Yan. What? There's someone stronger than my brother? The fat man was stunned. As far as I know, there's a natural thunder body this year. Lin Wanlan said seriously. It's rumored that his fighting power is extremely strong. It's said that he can control lightning. Once he steps into the life spring stage, he'll be extremely terrifying. Su Yan was stunned. He immediately looked up at the sky. Controlling lightning? Wouldn't that be the same as a god's ability? Lin Wanlan felt that although Su Yan was also heaven-defying, compared to this legendary thunder body, it was not enough. Also, Huaxia University valued special physiques, especially those who could control lightning. They would definitely be the disciples of Huaxia University. Right, I saw that the martial skill you just used was probably Xingyi Fist. Lin Wanlan suddenly said. Hearing this, Su Yan quickly nodded. Yes, you know this martial skill? Of course, I've seen others use it. It's very powerful. The Underground Merchant Union sells it, and it's not cheap. Su Yan was surprised. His eyes flashed with a trace of desire. He knew that the Xingyi Fist that he practiced was all his own. If he could obtain the experience of a strong martial artist, it would be of great help to him. Martial skills were too important for a martial artist. At this time, Lin Wanlan's beautiful eyes looked at the flood dragon's skin. She glared at Su Yan and said, Next time, if you're so reckless, I won't forgive you. Su Yan smiled awkwardly. Lin Wanlan was not a narrow-minded person. Otherwise, she wouldn't have helped Su Yan. She had always been a forthright person. Don't be fooled by her delicate appearance, her body was very tall and sexy. I want this flood dragon's horn. It can be used to refine medicine. Lin Wanlan said seriously, This is a separate matter. This beast king was killed by the 3 of us. Su Yan, although you contributed the least, you saved our lives. You can count as the main contribution. No. Su Yan hurriedly waved his hand and said, I ate so much treasure meat and used so much of your liquefied yuan. I'll pass. The Beast King belongs to you. Alright, brother. You don't need to say more about this matter. When adventuring in the wild, the easiest thing to argue about is the allocation of resources. The fatty patted Su Yan's shoulder and said, "Let Beauty Lin distribute it. We'll have many opportunities to work together in the future." Lin Wanlon snorted proudly. "The Flood Dragon's horn is the most valuable. I won't take advantage of you. I'll give each of you 100 million yuan. As for the snake skin, I've already contacted someone. It'll be sold later." 100 million. Su Yan was speechless. He had underestimated its value. The Beast King's price is at least a few billion yuan. I've already taken advantage of you for the dragon's horn. Lin Wanlon narrowed her eyes and said, "By the way, Su Yan, do you need the Xingyi Fist's manual? I can have someone from the Underground Trade Union bring it over." "Yes." Su Yan nodded without hesitation. Then he frowned and said, "How much does the manual cost?" "About 800 million yuan for one set," Lin Wanlon said after thinking for a while. This made Su Yan's face twitch. 800 million, a whole 800 million. Where did he have that much money? "I estimate that the snake skin can be sold for 600 million. Each of you gets 300 million. Adding the 100 million I gave you, it'll be 400 million. Lin Wanlon revealed her canine teeth and said cunningly, "Do you want me to lend you 400 million? The fat man shuddered. Just as he was about to open his mouth, Lin Wanlon's threatening glare made him quickly shut his mouth. You. Su Yan didn't know what to say. "If you miss this opportunity, you won't get another one," Lin Wanlon said calmly. "I've asked. The Underground Commerce League only has one fist manual left. It's not easy to copy a fist manual. It requires a cultivator's blood essence. It'll take at least a few months." "Alright, I'll lend you the money. I'll return it to you soon." Su Yan made up his mind. If he could cultivate the Xingyi Fist to a high level, he should be able to fight against someone as strong as Ma Zhoushan. Chapter 21. The fatty let out a sigh of relief. He had finally escaped from her evil clutches. That's more like it. "It's only 800 million. Lin Wanlon's nonchalant look made Su Yan speechless. If he hadn't accidentally killed the Beast King, he wouldn't even have 100 million. Is 800 million a lot? The Xingyi Fist is actually aimed at the body. If it's a martial art that strengthens the life springs in the body, the price will multiply by several times. It can easily go for billions, even billions. Billions! Su Yan was shocked. He didn't know how much the initial scripture could be sold for. He couldn't help but sigh. Those strong people who created martial arts and sold them could make a huge fortune. The fatty's face was full of pain. His flaming fist had cost him a lot. He had risked his life for a year just to afford it. "Our Huaxia University has this kind of top-level martial art," Lin Wanlon said expectantly. "Unfortunately, this kind of top-level martial art can only be cultivated by a peerless genius." The fatty nodded. Although Lin Wanlon was an alchemist, her cultivation talent was not at the top of the school. He was also far behind. There were too few students who could be called peerless geniuses. They could be counted on one hand. With a bang, Su Yan sensed wave after wave of auras that could topple mountains and overturn seas surging over. A huge earthquake seemed to have occurred in the distant forest. A white light swept through the forest, destroying many of the stones in the forest. The terrifying energy was suffocating. Su Yan felt as if he was facing a top-level Beast King. He felt that this burst of energy was not inferior to a Beast King that was about to transform into a flood dragon. Who is so arrogant? The fatty was very unhappy. The person who came was much stronger than him. He was considered a strong person in Huaxia University. His aura was comparable to that of many teachers. The beasts in the forest were trembling and crawling on the ground, not daring to make a sound. It was obvious that this was a strong human. It's him. Why is he here? Lin Wanlan snorted. She had already seen the person who came. It was a young man in snow-white clothes. His face was like jade, and his age was similar to Tao Tianhua. However, his aura was much stronger than Tao Tianhua's. The fatty's face was full of fat. This was Lin Wanlan's strongest suitor. As Lin Wanlan's protector, the fatty was very unhappy with him. However, this person was indeed strong. He is Jing Yonghui, a core member of Huaxia University. He is the #1 core member, and will soon become a gold member. The fat man said in a low voice. In the entire Huaxia Academy, the number of gold students can be counted. Jing Yonghui is one of the top figures. Some teachers are very polite to him, saying that he will be one of the pillars of the Huaxia Alliance in the future. Su Yan was surprised. He had just learned that there were 3 types of students in Huaxia University: normal students, core students, and gold students. Gold students were the most talented. As for the fatty and Lin Wanlan, they were both core students. Tao Tianhua was a gold student. Wanlan, I didn't expect it to be you. Jing Yonghui laughed loudly. Looks like I didn't come here for nothing. What are you doing here? Lin Wanlan said coldly. She had always been a strong person, and had taught the male students close to her a lesson. If it wasn't for the fatty's strong physique, Jing Yonghui wouldn't have treated him as a competitor. However, he would have suffered a lot. It is my good fortune to give a treasure to a beauty. Jing Yonghui walked over and said with a smile, others can only dream of it. How can I, Jing Yonghui, miss this opportunity to be close to you? Don't you think so? These words made Su Yan very unhappy. This guy seemed to treat Lin Wanlan as his exclusive property. Lin Wanlan gritted her teeth and said angrily, Jing Yonghui, watch your words. Wanlan, why are you still so distant from me? Jing Yonghui smiled without changing his expression. I'm here to give you something. Yongyu, come here. Brother, I'm here. A young man similar to Su Yan walked over quickly. He looked at Lin Wanlan and nodded with satisfaction. He seemed to like his future sister-in-law very much. This is my brother, Jing Yongyu. Jing Yonghui said with a smile. My brother is in the awakening realm and has the strength of 500 horses. With such strength at such a young age, he will definitely be a famous person in Huaxia University in the future. He will also be the champion of the 9th base in this exam. Jing Yongyu's expression was arrogant. It was not an exaggeration to call him a genius. His strength was about to break through 500 horses in the awakening realm. Once he joined Huaxia University, with the help of Jing Yonghui, his future would be limitless. The fatty snorted. He acknowledged Jing Yongyu's talent, but who was Jing Yongyu? His parents held important positions in the underground business alliance. He had countless resources since he was young. Refining the blood of beast kings was a common thing for him. Greetings, Sister Wanlan. Jing Yongyu was young and didn't pay much attention to the fatty. As for Su Yan, he directly ignored him. In the younger generation, there were countless people who were more talented than him. He was dissatisfied that Su Yan didn't come over to greet him. This is the Xingyi fist. Jing Yonghui took a leather bag and said calmly, Wanlan, in the future, if you want to buy treasures in the Underground Business Alliance, just come to me. For example, the Xingyi fist originally cost 800 million, but with my identity and status, I bought it for 750 million. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The fat man looked grateful and said, 500 million yuan is enough for my food expenses for a long time. Thank you so much. Lin Wanlan almost laughed out loud. Jing Yonghui's expression changed. For this damn fatty? He had spent a lot of time persuading the higher-ups to give him a discount of 50 million, but he really didn't expect that this damn fatty would want the Xingyi fist. Damn it. Jing Yonghui's face was pale. When he was about to speak, Jing Yongyu said in shock, Brother, look. It's the Beast King of the Flood Dragon Pool. You killed the Beast King of the Flood Dragon Pool. What? Jing Yanghui's eyes flashed with surprise. Even if he used all his strength, he wouldn't be able to kill the Beast King of the Flood Dragon Pool. How did they kill the Beast King? Although there were 3 of them, he didn't put Su Yan in his eyes. How strong could a 17 or 18-year-old boy be? Later, I'll have to trouble you to report the contribution point. Senior sister will take most of it. The fatty's face was fierce, and his fake smile made Jing Yanghui's heart burn with anger. Killing a Beast King was a huge amount of contribution points, but he had to report it? What did he take him for? But Lin Wanlan would take most of it, and he couldn't refuse. Su Yan understood. As a student of Huaxia University, killing a Lord Tier monster or a Beast King would give a lot of contribution points. Contribution points could be exchanged for all kinds of treasures. When Su Yan joined Huaxia University, Lin Wanlan would give a portion of his contribution points to Su Yan. Don't underestimate this portion of contribution points. It was equivalent to killing 10 Lord Tier monsters. The amount of money he would get from selling it was about the same as Lin Wanlan's estimate. Jing Yanghui wanted to stay, but when he thought of the upcoming exam, he had no choice but to leave. The exam is about to start. I'll be arriving at base 9 soon. I have to hurry. Su Yan opened the Xingyi Fist manual to study. Lin Wanlan was fiddling with her medicinal ingredient. She had just bought a lot of medicinal ingredients from the underground trade union, such as ginseng, deer antler, and other rare treasures. They were all priceless and couldn't be bought even if you had the money. I wonder which expert researched the Xingyi Fist. He must be very strong. As soon as he flipped open the manual, a thick martial aura rushed out. Su Yan felt as if he could see a living bird leaping out of the paper and soaring into the sky. Page after page, each page exuded a thick and powerful aura. It was surrounded by a martial spirit, and it emitted an aura like that of a primordial beast. Su Yan felt that it was worth it. Every page required the blood and sweat of an expert. When he looked at it, he felt as if he was there. It was as if he could see all kinds of beast kings roaring in front of him. There were a total of 4 pages. There were no words, only the 4 main beast forms: tiger, horse, eagle, and bear. This was a martial arts grandmaster who had fought with the 4 main beast kings and finally comprehended the 4 main battle forms. If it wasn't for the fact that the Xingyi Fist required strict physical conditions, it would be worth more than a mere 800 million. If it could be activated with the power of the life spring, Lin Wanlan estimated that it would be worth at least 3 billion. Without a doubt, the Xingyi Fist could only be activated with blood and qi. Lin Wanlan felt that this Xingyi Fist could be used to train Su Yan's blood and qi. 1. Su Yan's blood and qi was boiling like a furnace. Once it was awakened, it was like a roaring mountain flood. It was extremely shocking. Faintly, Su Yan's blood and qi resonated with the beast forms carved in the Xingyi Fist manual. He felt the aura of the beast forms and observed their forms. Using qi to form, not only could it train one's blood and qi, it could also be used to train martial art. Su Yan felt that if he could learn the contents of the Xingyi Fist manual, it would be like adding wings to a tiger. Because he had the foundation of the Xingyi Fist, he was able to comprehend the 4 main beast forms. Su Yan quickly entered a state of mind. The fatty went to the wilderness to hunt beasts. When he encountered a tough opponent, he would record it down. Even if it was a Lord Tier monster, there were still some extremely powerful ones that the fatty could not deal with alone. Lin Wanlan studied alchemy, while Su Yan studied the Xingyi Fist manual. Time passed day after day. They would often go and hunt Lord Tier monsters that were difficult to deal with. Su Yan experienced life and death situations every day as he fought with Lord Tier monsters. The path of martial arts was against the heavens. Without the tempering of blood and fire, how could one walk on the path of martial arts? Half a month passed, and the exam was getting closer and closer. Roar! Suddenly, wave after wave of low and majestic beast roars resounded through the forest. It was like the roar of thunder that shook one's soul. This is... The fatty's heart skipped a beat. He turned his head and saw a shadow rushing towards him. His body emitted a powerful aura, like a fierce tiger descending from the mountain. Boom! Su Yan's body shone brightly. His blood and chi flowed in all directions and turned into a divine tiger. It was an extremely shocking scene. Su Yan's aura swallowed the forest. His blood and chi turned into a divine tiger that enveloped him. It was filled with a shocking king's aura, causing the beasts in the forest to tremble. What was this? This was the aura of a beast king. 5th update. Please vote, brothers. Chapter 22. He's so strong. I can't believe he mastered the tiger form in such a short period of time. Ordinary life spring stage warriors are no match for him. The fat man was amazed. How long had it been? To think that Su Yan had such a battle prowess. The Xing-Yi fist was of great help to Su Yan. My brother will have great achievements in the future. He dares to wander alone in the forest when he's only in the awakening stage. He can even kill Lord-level dire beasts all by himself. Few awakening stage warriors can compare with him in terms of fighting experience. The fat man smiled. Martial arts were very important. Normally, only life spring stage warriors could use martial art. However, the Xing-Yi fist was very powerful. After Su Yan mastered it, he was like a tiger that had grown wings. Su Yan laughed and rushed into the forest like a tiger descending from the mountain. All the beasts retreated. Wherever he went, the forest shook and the blood of the beasts splashed everywhere. In half a month, Su Yan's chi and blood had become stronger. Most importantly, his foundation had become stronger. Without a strong foundation, it would be difficult to achieve great achievements in the awakening stage. He was going to train and improve his physical fitness again. That way, it would be easy for him to face Lord-level dire beasts. Su Yan returned at night with the bodies of 2 Lord-level dire beasts. They had killed the Beast King in Wilderness Area 024. It had become their paradise. Generally speaking, Beast Kings ruled over the mountains. If human warriors killed in their territory, the Beast King would definitely take revenge. However, the news of the Flood Dragon's death had not yet spread. They wanted to use this time to kill more Lord-level dire beasts and make a lot of money. Su Yan had 50 million yuan on him. Of course, he still owed Lin Wanlan 350 million yuan. At that moment, Su Yan's eyes lit up. He saw Lin Wanlan's furnace glowing. Every alchemist had their own alchemy furnace, which was extremely precious. Lin Wanlan was using a purple alchemy furnace. It was small and exquisite, and filled with an ancient aura. This was Lin Wanlan's most precious treasure, an item unearthed from an ancient ruin. The purple alchemy furnace was surrounded by a precious light, and the fire inside was boiling a furnace of medicinal liquid. Now that they had reached the most critical moment, Lin Wanlan was so tired that she was dripping with sweat. The big fatty stood there like a door god, guarding Lin Wanlan. When the medicinal fragrance wafted over, Su Yan's eyes were filled with anticipation and curiosity. Did he succeed? Lin Wanlan pondered for half a month before she began to refine this cauldron of medicinal liquid. Today, it was time to open the cauldron. Open! Lin Wanlan's eyes suddenly opened, and the purple alchemy furnace opened with a hum. The lid of the alchemy furnace shone brightly in all directions, and its fragrance soared to the heavens. The surrounding area was filled with the fragrance of medicine. Success! The big fatty ran over excitedly, his eyes wide open as he looked into the medicine refining furnace. Inside, there were drops of sparkling and translucent light golden medicinal liquid. The quality is very good. Lin Wanlan was exultant, because this cauldron of medicinal liquid, she had added a portion of the dragon's horn powder, as well as a variety of other medicinal ingredients. The total value had exceeded 100 million Chinese dollars. This is the medicinal liquid, Su Yan said excitedly. It's really too magical. Alchemists are too awesome. Lin Wanlan's face was full of arrogance, and she waved her hand like a white swan. Su Yan, I'll give you a drop. The big fatty looked at Su Yan with pity. The reason why Lin Wanlan generously lent Su Yan 400 million Chinese dollars was to let Su Yan be her test subject. Su Yan was still in the dark, and he directly swallowed the medicinal liquid. After a drop of medicinal liquid entered his stomach, it had to be said that the medicinal power was fierce. Su Yan's body burned with a blazing fire. This was because of the dragon's horn powder. The medicinal power was extremely strong, and it made Su Yan's internal organs feel like they were about to explode. What amazing medicinal power! Beginning Sutra, refine it for me. Su Yan was very excited. The beginning sutra was activated, and his body was like a furnace, especially his source of blood. It was filled with a divine power that could devour everything in the universe. In an instant, the tyrannical medicinal power was suppressed. Buzz! After a short while, Su Yan's body shone brightly. His source of blood, under the nourishment of the medicinal power, surged, and his chest roared on its own. It was obvious that Su Yan's strength had begun to increase under the nourishment of the medicinal liquid. Su Yan was shocked. He estimated that this drop of medicinal liquid was equivalent to 10 days of hard training. What if he had 10 drops? He had to admit that alchemists were amazing. Waha, I did it! Lin Wanlan was very excited. This was very significant to her, because she had developed a second-grade medicinal liquid. A second-grade alchemist was too rare in the entire Huaxia alliance. At this age, there was hope for her to become a gold student. Your subordinate requests to test the medicine for Miss. The fat man rubbed his big fat hands and laughed. I don't want the $20 million. Su Yan felt goosebumps all over his body. $20 million for one test? If something went wrong, it would be terrible. No wonder Lin Wanlan was so generous when she borrowed money. Here's your reward. Lin Wanlan was in a good mood. The fat man was so excited that he grinned. He could not wait to swallow a drop and sat on the ground to refine it. The fat man had just finished drinking the medicinal liquid. The excitement on his big fat face slowly froze, and it was replaced by a look of discomfort, as if he wanted to cry. Lin Wanlan's heart tightened. She looked at the fat man who was holding his breath until his face and neck were red. He finally could not take it anymore and let out a painful howl. His whole body emitted darkness and his hair stood on end. Su Yan was stunned. The fat man seemed to have burned himself. He jumped up in a hurry and sprinted into the pool, creating huge waves. But the entire pool was smoking. Lin Wanlan was dumbfounded. How could this be? Su Yan was clearly fine. It's because of the beginning sutra. Su Yan understood. The beginning sutra was very domineering. It refined the strong medicinal power of the medicinal liquid, which was why he was fine. But the fat man's body could not take it. The fat man wailed for a long time before crawling out of the pool. He said indignantly, "Why is it like this? I'm stronger than Su Yan, but why is Su Yan fine?" Lin Wanlan's face was bald. She had failed. The medicinal liquid she had developed was targeted at the body. Even the fat man could not take it. It was undoubtedly a failure. It's not necessarily a failure. Can't you just weaken the medicinal power? Su Yan advised. Hearing this, Lin Wanlan shook her head. It's impossible. It's probably because your body is special. If I really weakened the medicinal power, it wouldn't be a level 2 medicinal liquid. My advancement is doomed to fail. Is advancement especially important? Su Yan asked. You don't know, but Wanlan has been at Huaxia University for 3 years. If she can't become a level 2 alchemist in 3 years, her treatment will be reduced. The fat man sighed. Unfortunately, we don't have any second-grade prescriptions. We can only find second-grade prescriptions in ancient ruins, but it's very difficult. Prescriptions are the most precious wealth of an alchemist. They won't be taken out, but it's too difficult to research them. Refining is many times more difficult than researching. Su Yen felt that Lin Wanlan already had the experience of becoming a level 2 alchemist. He probed, "Is it very difficult to become an alchemist? Can I become an alchemist?" Ah! The fat man scratched his messy hair and gave him a harsh blow. Su Yen, stop dreaming. How is this possible? It's too difficult to become an alchemist. It requires a strong soul. This is already difficult for 99% of cultivators. And this is only the first condition. According to the records of the Huaxia Alliance, there are no more than 10,000 alchemists in the entire Huaxia Alliance. But there are at least a few million awakened ones. Su Yen was dumbfounded. This ratio was a bit shocking. At this time, Lin Wanlan's communicator rang. She opened it and saw the content. The baldness on her face disappeared. She said happily, "My teacher said that he got a level 2 medicinal formula. Although the rank is not high, it's enough for me to level up. I have to go back immediately. I have to go back to the academy." This matter was very important to Lin Wanlan. She could not delay it. "Brother, it seems that I won't be able to see you shine in the exam." The fat man was surprised and happy. He said helplessly, "But with your talent, even if you can't get second place in the awakening realm, third place should not be a problem. We can only wait for you at the academy." "I'll go find you." Su Yen nodded. To be able to make friends with these two, Su Yen felt very lucky. "Su Yen," Lin Wanlan said proudly, "it's very difficult to become an alchemist. If you're interested, I can teach you. By the way, I'll give you this medicinal liquid. Although it's a failure, it should be of great help to you. Then I won't stand on ceremony. I really need it now." Su Yen did not stand on ceremony. Although they had known each other for a long time, they could feel each other's sincerity and friendship. "Good brother, we'll go first. We'll meet at Huaxia University. When the time comes, we'll form a group to explore the ancient ruins and collect the treasures left behind by the ancient masters. We'll become stronger together and travel the universe in the future. The treasures are ours. The beauties are ours. They're all mine." "Ah, Lin Wanlan, what are you doing? It hurts." Huaxia University. Su Yen looked at the place where they disappeared. Hearing the voices from the distant forest, his face was full of smiles. He slowly clenched his fists and murmured to himself, "Wait for me." He calculated the time. The exam was about to start. The time for cultivation was very short. Although joining Huaxia University was not difficult for Su Yen, the more potential he had, the more resources he would get. This was something he had to take a gamble on. Work hard, Su Yen. In the divine devil civilization, strength is the only thing that matters. Su Yen sat down cross-legged and started to refine the second-grade liquid made by Lin Wanlan. He used the beginning sutra to refine qi into essence and increase his strength. "I wonder when I can cultivate the heaven and earth furnace?" Su Yen was looking forward to it. The first step of the beginning sutra was to cultivate the heaven and earth furnace. He would use his body as the heaven and earth furnace, and his blood and qi as the furnace's fire. Time passed day by day. The time for the exam was getting closer and closer. 90% of the students in the Snow Academy were sighing. The news about the exam made them uneasy. The difficulty of the exam had increased. Many Life Spring Realm Masters were not accepted by Huaxia University. "The harder the exam, the better it is for me." Xiang Yang was cold and arrogant. He really wanted to thank the postponement of the exam, which allowed his cultivation to reach a higher level. Although the exam had increased in difficulty, the resources given to him were also more abundant than before. Bai Menjing had been feeling uneasy during this period of time. Su Yen had disappeared. "Su Yen will be fine," Bai Menjing said worriedly, "but the exam's difficulty has increased. Many colleges have raised the standard. If Su Yen can't enter a college, he will be delayed for a whole year. This exam had caused a great sensation. The standard had changed. In the past, one could enter a top college with the strength of 100 horses, but now the standard had almost doubled. Su Yen, you might as well be alive. Chapter 23. As the time for the big exam drew closer, Su Yen began to train crazily without any sleep or rest. During the day, he would go out to kill wild beasts, and at night, he would absorb the essence of heaven and earth to cultivate. If not for the dragon totem constantly stealing energy, Su Yan's cultivation speed would have been even faster. However, Su Yen discovered that the dragon totem was much brighter than it was 3 months ago. Its ability to search for treasures had also improved. Could it be that the dragon totem only had the ability to search for treasures? The number of Lord-class wild beasts in the entire wilderness area was decreasing day by day. Su Yen also used the strengthened dragon totem to find some herbs, but they were not particularly valuable. However, these herbs were not cheap. Every once in a while, he would go to the underground trade union. His wealth had broken through to an astonishing 200 million. Su Yen felt that only ancient ruins could display the power of the dragon totem. Ancient treasures were the most valuable. Earth's treasures were all formed from the nourishment of heaven and earth's essence. However, after 100 years, not many treasures were born. Ancient ruins, on the other hand, were different. There were definitely many treasures hidden in them. 10 days later, a strong wind blew through the forest. It was as if a giant eagle had come crashing down. The terrifying storm swept through, killing many low-class wild beasts. The giant eagle swooped down and in an instant, it turned into a golden horse. It galloped across the land like a horse trampling on mountains and rivers. Tiger form, eagle form, bear form, and horse form. Su Yen was familiar with the 4 forms of the Xing-Yi fist. In the midst of life and death battles, his mastery of martial arts was gradually becoming more and more proficient. This is really exciting. Su Yen laughed heartily. How could it not be exciting to fight with wild beasts all day long and fight with Lord-level wild beasts? After all, Lord-class wild beasts had the strength of the life spring stage. With Su Yan's current state, he could only deal with ordinary Lord-class wild beasts. If he did not have the Xing-Yi fist, Su Yen would not have been able to fight with Lord-class wild beasts. Boom! Another 5 days passed. At the top of the cliff, a fountain of qi and blood burned, illuminating the night sky. It was like a golden crescent moon burning. His feet were on the ground and his head was in the sky. His body was like an oven. Su Yen took in a deep breath. His meridians were like dragons and tigers swallowing. As his chest heaved, his blood and qi boiled, causing the air around him to explode. Immediately after, he faced the sky and released a long roar. His mouth spat out golden ripples, and his roar shattered the endless fallen leaves. There were even some large rocks that cracked under the bombardment of the golden ripples. This can be considered a small success heaven and earth furnace, right? My practice of the initial scripture is on the right track. It's time for me to go. After the final exam, I can go to Huaxia University. I wonder if the headmaster has returned. I will definitely get to the bottom of what happened 3 years ago. And Tao Tianhua, you almost killed me. I, Su Yen, will never forgive you. Su Yen left with a heavy heart. Tomorrow was the big exam day. The entire 9th base was filled with joy, anger, sorrow, and resentment. The big exam was too important. It was related to everyone's future. Being admitted to an advanced college was considered stepping into the upper class. Once you failed, your future was destined to be mediocre. Especially this time, the difficulty of the exam had increased. Many awakened ones were rejected by the advanced colleges. Their hearts were filled with grief. Have you heard about Jing Yangyu's deeds? Before dawn, the news had spread throughout the entire 9th base. Tens of millions of residents were shocked. At this moment, they finally knew what a genius was. I heard last night that Jing Yangyu's exam score had reached a terrifying 513 horses. The strength of more than 500 horses. What kind of terrifying strength is that? His physical fitness is 5 times that of an ordinary awakened one. As soon as Jing Yangyu appeared, he was selected as a core member of Huaxia University. Rumor has it that a group of teachers are fighting to accept him as a student. Jing Yangyu and Jing Yanghui. Jing Yanghui is about to become a gold member of Huaxia University. He is even stronger than some teachers of Huaxia University. This is really a pair of heroes. The two brothers will definitely become a legend. The entire 9th base was filled with discussions. Jing Yangyu's appearance had overwhelmed the brilliance of all the geniuses in the 9th base. Even the life spring stage experts were overshadowed. Because of the exam of the 9th base, Jing Yangyu was the first person to be selected as a core member by Huaxia University. Greetings, Brother Tianhua. The arrogance on Jing Yangyu's face disappeared without a trace. Who was Tao Tianhua? He was a gold student and even a second-grade alchemist. Ha ha, Yangyu, your brother and I are close friends. Why are you being so courteous in front of me? Don't treat me as an outsider in the future. Tao Tianhua, wearing a silver robe, stood with Jing Yanghui with a smile on his face. For a moment, he became the center of attention. The two of them were the geniuses of the younger generation. Almost everyone knew them. Tao Tianhua and Jing Yanghui. It is said that there are no more than 30 gold students in Huaxia University. Jing Yanghui will become a gold student soon. Jing Yangyu will definitely be outstanding in the future. With the strength of 500 horses, he is the #1 person in the 9th base. He will definitely achieve great things in the future. There is also hope for him to become a gold member. Many residents were watching and even following them. Their destination was the Ice Academy. There are no outstanding students in the Ice Academy. Brother, why are you still going? Jing Yangyu looked at the gate of the Ice Academy with disdain. Tao Tianhua and Jing Yangyu were also helpless. Since they were in the 9th base, they had to go and have a look. After all, many teachers of Huaxia University were also there. In the Ice Academy, all the students were gathered in the spacious square. It was very quiet. Everyone was looking at the group of people on the platform with envy. There were some young people, both male and female. They were all students of Huaxia University and were responsible for maintaining the order of the examination. They were also helpless. This was not a good job. After all, 99% of the geniuses were gathered in Huaxia University. On the other hand, many low-level schools did not have outstanding students, especially the Ice Academy. In recent years, there were no outstanding students who were admitted to Huaxia University. I wonder when I, Jiada, will become a teacher of Huaxia University. Damn Su Yan, he went to the wilderness and lost his life. Otherwise, I would definitely be admitted to Huaxia University. Jiada was indignant. The promise that Tao Tianhua had made to him in the past was definitely gone. He could only look at the 3 teachers with envy. A strong middle-aged man with a terrifying aura was staring at the students in the square. He was more and more disappointed because he did not see many qualified students. There was also a dignified and beautiful female teacher. She felt that Bai Menjing was a good student. She only saw one student who was pleasing to the eye. Bai Menjing was very anxious. She still had not found any trace of Su Yan. Xiang Yang had been paying attention to Bai Menjing's body. Even the loose exercise clothes could not cover the girl's curvaceous body. His eyes were burning with anger. He felt that Bai Menjing was looking for Su Yan. Only an old man was sitting on a chair, resting with his eyes closed. When Tao Tianhua and Jing Yanghui arrived, all the students of the Ice Academy were in an uproar. Many girls looked at them with fanatical eyes. Liang Lao, Tao Tianhua and Jing Yanghui were very respectful. Liang Lao had a lot of power in Huaxia University. He was the general manager of many big and small affairs, and this time, he was one of the general managers of the examination of the entire alliance. Liang Lao raised his eyelids, looked at them, and nodded slightly. It was very quiet here. The more than 400 awakened ones of the Ice Academy were standing in the front, holding their breath. The moment that would decide their fate was coming. The teachers of all the universities had also arrived. They were all very helpless. Huaxia University was too strong. They were responsible for invigilating the examination. The best students would definitely belong to them, especially Jing Yangyu, who was the most outstanding student in Base 9. He had already been selected by Huaxia University. Liang Lao, should we start now? An old man of the same age as Liang Lao walked over with a smile. He was wearing a clean white robe. He was the vice president of the Ice Academy, Lu Anshan. Seeing Liang Lao nod, LV Anshan hurriedly took out some documents and said to the students under the high platform, "Because the dean is not here, I, LV Anshan, and Liang Lao from Huaxia College are responsible for the assessment results of the Ice and Snow Academy." Hearing the words president, Liang Lao opened his eyes. The president of the Ice Academy, one of the top 10 awakened ones of the Huaxia Alliance. His identity and background were too scary. Liang Lao sighed slightly. The female Shura had been missing for more than 3 years. If she really died, it would be the biggest loss to the Huaxia Alliance. At that moment, a student of Huaxia University was carrying a test tablet and placing it on the stage. It was a stone tablet used to test strength. There would not be any mistake. The order of the examination will start from the list of awakened ones. Lu Anshan was under a lot of pressure. None of the awakened ones of the Ice Academy were outstanding. They would definitely lose a lot of face during the examination. He just hoped that Xiang Yang and Bai Menjing could make it to Huaxia University. That way, the Ice Academy's ranking in Base 9 would rise. Bai Menjing was very nervous. Her hands were intertwined. It was already the end, but Su Yen still hadn't appeared. The first one is Su Yen. When LV Anshan saw the name, he felt annoyed. This was embarrassing. Su Yen was a nobody and was even expelled from the class by Jiada. Tao Tianhua's eyes flashed with coldness. Su Yen. In the crowd, Xia Yang was also there. He laughed when he heard this name. Su Yen is a student of the Ice Academy. No wonder Miss Bai talked to him so much. During this period, Su Yen had sold all kinds of Lord-level materials to Xia Yang. Xia Yang had also made a lot of money. His status in the Underground Business Alliance had also increased. The manager of the Underground Business Alliance in Base 9 also cheered up. He didn't expect that he would also make a mistake. He couldn't help but feel that Bai Menjing was really sharp. The second one is Mao De Yun. Lu Anshan said the second name. Everyone was shocked. What was going on? Where was the first one? Normally, the first one to awaken in this group would be very good. The manager also frowned and said, "Vice President, where is Su Yen?" Lu Anshan was stunned. He didn't expect someone to ask. Although Huaxia University was the invigilator, the other academies had the right to ask. Even the Underground Business Alliance had the right to ask. Just as Lu Anshan was about to answer, Tao Tianhua frowned and said, "Why are you asking about him? Are you the person in charge of the exam?" The manager's expression changed. Did Tao Tianhua eat gunpowder? Or did Su Yen offend Tao Tianhua? You don't know. Su Yen is a sloppy student. He knows that this exam is embarrassing, so he doesn't dare to come. Jiada quickly smiled apologetically. His words made the manager and Xia Yang's expression very interesting. Embarrassing in the exam? A genius who had hunted dozens of Lord-level monsters would be afraid of embarrassing himself in the exam? Who says I don't dare to come? Suddenly, from the gate of the Ice and Snow Academy, a young man with a tall and straight figure walked in. His clothes were tattered, and there were many bloodstains on his body. Some of the flowers in the greenhouse screamed because the smell of blood on him was too strong. My luck is here. Chapter 24. The thick stench of blood caused chaos among the crowd. Xia Yang and the chief manager laughed. Su Yan must have just come out of the wilderness. They admired Su Yan for daring to come out of the wilderness all by himself. Su Yan. Bai Menjing was worried and surprised. What happened to him? Why was he covered in blood? Did he go to the wilderness? The students of the Ice Snow Academy were shocked. The vice president's face darkened. The exam was a major event in their lives. Why didn't he change his clothes? This kid. Jing Yonghui was confused. Wasn't this the kid who was with Lin Wanlan? He didn't expect this kid to be a student of the Ice Snow Academy. What was even more surprising was that he was the one who offended Tao Tianhua. At that time, he even mocked Tao Tianhua. Now Tao Tianhua was surprised and happy. This was really unexpected. As for Ma Zhoushan, his face changed completely. He had come out of the flood dragon pool alive. He was eager to do something. Ma Zhoushan didn't tell Tao Tianhua that he had a treasure. Could it be that he survived because of the treasure? If so, Ma Zhoushan speculated that Su Yan had a very powerful treasure. If he could get it, he might be able to achieve great things in the future. He wouldn't need to be ordered around by Tao Tianhua. How dare you! Tao Tianhua was emitting a cold aura. He shouted, "How dare you break into the exam area? What do you think the exam is? What do you think Huaxia University is?" Su Yan ignored Tao Tianhua. He looked at Liang Lao and LV Anshan and said, "Teachers, I'm really sorry. I just came from the wilderness." The whole Ice Snow Academy was shocked. Su Yan went to the wilderness? This kid didn't want to live anymore. The wilderness was not a place where a student could go. Normally, a teacher would have to lead the way. Tao Tianhua's expression changed. He had been ignored. He clenched his fist. He was the pride of the Huaxia Alliance, but he couldn't even suppress a youth. How could he show his face now? The vice president frowned and said angrily, "I don't want to listen to these excuses. Being late for the assessment means that you have given up. Forfeit." Su Yan's expression changed drastically. Just as he was about to speak, the chief steward hurriedly said, "I say, LV Anshan, is there such a rule in the assessment? How come I didn't know? Do you think you can give up just because you want to? You sure talk big." Su Yan was only late. He didn't affect the progress of the assessment. Besides, you didn't ask if Su Yan was here. LV Anshan almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Couldn't the chief steward see that Tao Tianhua hated Su Yan? Of course, the chief steward was afraid of Tao Tianhua, but Su Yan was someone that even the miss paid attention to. Besides, he knew Su Yan's strength. It was not a big problem for him to join Huaxia University. He even hoped that Su Yan would be rejected again. At that time, the chief steward would take advantage of the situation and pull Su Yan into the underground business alliance. Wouldn't that be killing two birds with one stone? Some teachers nodded. Everyone could see that Su Yan was covered in blood. Something must have happened to him. Otherwise, why would he be late? This could be considered pardonable. "Okay." Old Liang said lightly, "Continue the assessment. Su Yan will be last." "Thank you, teacher," Su Yan hurriedly responded. Old Liang's obscure eyes glanced at Su Yan. His heart was filled with suspicion. After all, he was an old expert. He could faintly smell the scent of blood on Su Yan's body. Su Yan had not only stayed in the wilderness for a few days. He dared to stay in the wilderness for such a long time at his age? Old Liang couldn't help but pay attention. He couldn't even see Su Yan's overall strength. Interesting. This kid should have the strength of 300 to 400 horses. It's worth the trip to Base 9. Old Liang thought to himself. This time, there were only a few people in Base 9 who had achieved the Awakening Realm. Return to the team. LV Anshan suppressed the anger in his heart and said, "Next, we will begin the assessment. The Awakening Realm's strength test." When Su Yan arrived in the crowd, he noticed Xiang Yang's cold gaze. He couldn't understand why this person was so lucky. It made Bai Menjing worried. He Su Yan, take the assessment well. Don't worry. Jiada appeared behind Su Yan like a ghost. Su Yan was taken aback by Jiada's overflowing resentment. He turned around and looked at Jiada, revealing his white teeth. He smiled and said, "You don't have to tell me that. Don't worry, my assessment results have nothing to do with you." Jiada's old face was faintly ferocious. He gritted his teeth and said in a low voice, "Indeed, it has nothing to do with me. When you are rejected, I want to see how you are going to jump around in front of me. I told you before that you have no future." "Indeed, I have no future with you." Su Yan shrugged his shoulders, appearing as if he did not care at all. Bastard! Jiada was so angry. Was this kid not afraid? Was he not afraid that I would kill him? Su Yan is Su Yan. Senior brother is senior brother. A strange voice suddenly appeared. Gao Hua walked over and looked at Su Yan from the corner of his eyes. He said with a strange smile, "You are really fearless. But there are always some things in the world that scare people. Am I right, Su Yan?" Gao Hua was humiliated last time. Now that he saw Su Yan, he was not angry, which was rare. "How is it? Have you recovered?" Su Yan narrowed his eyes and stared at Gao Hua. Hearing this, Gao Hua was very calm. He took a deep breath and seemed to be suppressing the anger in his heart. He smiled and said, "I would have forgotten if you didn't mention it. I have to thank you for this. Thanks to Master Tianhua's love for me, not only have I recovered, but I have also benefited from this disaster." "Master Tianhua is like that." Jiada smiled coldly. "The enemy of my enemy is my friend." "Oh no, I have to correct you. You are not Master Tianhua's enemy. Master Tianhua wanted to capture you and let Gao Hua deal with you. But Master Tianhua accidentally increased Gao Hua's strength." Gao Hua smiled very proudly. This was his opportunity. He did not expect that Tao Tianhua would take out a precious medicinal liquid to help him recover in order to vent his anger. Moreover, his strength had increased by a large amount. "So your name is Gao Hua?" Su Yan smiled faintly. "Not a bad name. I hope your strength is also good." Gao Hua and Jiada's faces were gloomy. This kid was so stubborn. Was he not afraid of killing him at all? The examination of the awakening level was very fast. Some teachers in the advanced colleges shook their heads. The Snow Academy used to be very powerful, but now, the overall strength of the students was too weak. So far, there was only one student with 260 horsepower who was not bad. I didn't expect that in the end, the number 1 awakening in the 9th base doesn't have a college. What a slap in the face. There are 10 colleges in the 9th base and more than 5,000 awakeners. The champion of the awakening assessment is actually a student without a college. Many teachers sighed. The assessment of the Snow Academy would be over soon. Judging by the situation, there were no outstanding students. Jing Yangyu was arrogant. Some students of Huaxia University had already tried to befriend him. He said disapprovingly, "What number 1? The 9th base is not Huaxia City. So what if he is number 1? Boring." The onlookers flattered him one after another. Everyone could see that Jing Yangyu was going to be a famous person in Huaxia University in the future. Gao Hua. That was the name LV Anshan was talking about. Before Gao Hua left, he said ferociously, "Boy, open your eyes and see clearly." Su Yan's eyes flashed with a trace of coldness. He looked up and saw Tao Tianhua's poisonous eyes. Tao Tianhua's eyes could not tolerate even the slightest bit of sand. The general manager of the Chamber of Commerce of the 9th base had amazing means. He had already figured out the reason. He said helplessly, "The Snow Academy is getting worse year by year. Why don't you think about it? The first awakening chosen by the Dean of the Snow Academy is worthy of being called the senior brother. How could he be a loser? It's ridiculous that he was expelled. What's even more ridiculous is that this Gao Hua guy even provoked Su Yan. Xia Yang could not stand it anymore. He did not expect that Su Yan had such an experience. He regretted that he had not discovered him earlier. Otherwise, the underground Chamber of Commerce would have tried their best to recruit Su Yan. Peng! Gao Hua threw a punch at the test monument. When 219 horsepower floated out, his face turned red from excitement. Although he wasn't first place, it was already set in stone for him to enter the Advanced Academy. Alas, Jiada is the first again. He is really lucky. The teacher's score is always the first. Jiada is likely to enter the Advanced Academy. I don't know how Gao Hua managed to climb up Tao Tianhua's branch. Tao Tianhua only trained him a little, and his strength skyrocketed. Jiada is really lucky. The rest of the teachers of the Snow Academy sighed. Jiada was already laughing proudly. In his heart, he secretly wanted to hug Tao Tianhua's thigh and think of ways to make him happy. Su Yan. LV Anshan impatiently called out the last name of the awakening exam. Come on, Su Yan. Bai Menjing clenched her jade-like hands and stared at Su Yan, hoping that he would get a good result. At this moment, under the eyes of thousands of people, Su Yan walked forward. Many people were paying attention to him. They did not forget the little episode just now. Moreover, this young man could make the manager of the Underground Business Alliance speak up. He was definitely not simple. Su Yan. Gao Hua just happened to return. When he met Su Yan, his eyes flashed with a trace of coldness. He whispered in his ear, "It's not too late to regret. Go directly to the school gate and kneel. Maybe Lord Tianhua will forgive your sins. Otherwise, you won't live for more than 3 days. Get lost." Su Yan's casual words caused Gao Hua's face to turn the color of a pig's liver. When he turned his head to look at Su Yan, a trace of horror flashed in his eyes. The aura released by Su Yan in an instant made many people feel suffocated. Everyone's eyes were fixed on him, including many teachers. At this moment, the young man's clothes were disheveled. The source of blood and qi in his body was burning, making the air explode. Could it be? Bai Menjing's beautiful eyes widened. Her heart was in turmoil. Could it be that he had recovered? Peng! In the quiet venue, a deafening explosion suddenly resounded. The test monument was on the verge of collapsing because of the huge force. When a string of power numbers floated out from the test monument, the whole venue was dead silent. The second one has arrived. I'll go all out. I'll go all out for another day. That's how crazy it is. It's the last day of the double monthly votes list. Chapter 25. Hiss. The venue was silent for a while. Then, the sound of people gasping could be heard. Many people stared at the number on the test monument with their eyes wide open. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. 456 horses. The faces of the students of the Snow Academy were all stiff. Disbelief was written all over his face. How could such an evil thing happen? 456 horses? Some students rubbed their eyes. It was like a dream. How could this be? Impossible. Jiada was the first one to lose control and roar. Because of his emotions, his whole body was trembling and his eyes were wide open. This was impossible. Unbelievable! Oh my God, a loser who was almost kicked out of the academy has a strength of almost 500 horses. He is a genius. In the whole base 9, except for Jing Yangyu, no one can compete with him. He was almost rejected for the exam. What is the Snow Academy doing? I was wondering how the first awakened student could be a loser. Yeah, he is a genius. His strength is almost 500 horses. Maybe after he joins Huaxia University, he can break through 500 horses. The entire venue was in an uproar as discussions broke out. After all, after the previous episode, this matter had become big. Moreover, Su Yan's strength was close to 500 horses. The results of this examination could be placed in the top 100 in the entire Huaxia Alliance. In the whole Huaxia Alliance, there were more than 100,000 awakened students in this exam. To be able to reach the top 100 was an amazing result. Oh my God! Anshan was so scared that he almost wet his pants. He looked at it many times and finally confirmed that his eyes were not playing tricks on him. It was indeed 456 horses. Do you think he is hiding something? After all, it is very difficult to kill a Lord-level monster with only 500 horses of strength. Besides, Su Yan has not reached the life spring stage yet. Xia Yang stammered. The chief steward was not sure, but he felt that Su Yan was hiding something. If he really used his strength, it would be a big deal. Su Yan did not want to reveal his strength on a grand scale. He wanted to wait until he joined the academy before displaying his strength. If he really used his strongest strength, it would attract too much attention. He was not sure if Zhu Yan would pay attention to the assessment. Even the students of Huaxia University were stunned. This was already incredible. As for Tao Tianhua, his face was gloomy. This was enough. It was even possible for him to become a core member. Once Su Yan became a core member, he would not be able to do anything to him. It's fake. It's fake. Gao Hua could not control himself. He roared at the venue. It's fake, definitely fake. He is cheating. Shut up. The dignified and beautiful female teacher's pretty face was ice cold as she coldly shouted, "What a scandal! Where are the rules?" Her name was Ji Qing, and she had always been strict. She directly reprimanded Gao Hua. However, Gao Hua seemed to have lost his mind. "Teacher, he is definitely cheating. Maybe there is something wrong with the exam monument. Please find out the truth and don't let him get away with it." Ji Qing's face became even colder. Even if there was something wrong with the exam monument, the aura that Su Yan had recovered from his body could not be faked. Xiang Yang's face was also ferocious. He also hoped that it was fake. He hoped that Su Yan was cheating. He did not dare to believe it. "Teacher, please calm down." Su Yan smiled at Ji Qing. He turned to Gao Hua and coldly said, "I am cheating? I think you have lost your mind. You keep saying that I am cheating. No matter what, you are still my classmate. Even if you are jealous of me, you can't embarrass yourself in public, right?" "Who said we are your classmate? You were expelled by Jiada a long time ago. You are no longer a student of the Ice Snow Academy." Gao Hua was so angry that he lost his mind. He angrily roared, "He is definitely cheating. A few months ago, he only had the strength of a few dozen horses. A few months later, he has the strength of 500 horses? Who would believe it?" What? He was expelled. The whole place was in an uproar. Jiada almost fainted. A pig-like teammate was too scary. Gao Hua's words were not important, but it was enough to kill him. If Su Yan's strength was real, then who would dare to go to Jiada's class in the future? Gao Hua was only 17 or 18 years old. Xia Yang was not surprised that he would say this out of anger. "Yes, I was expelled from Jiada's class," Su Yan said calmly. "Jiada also said that I have no future if I follow him. Therefore, my results will not be included in his teacher's score. Jiada, you don't have to worry about this." "Ah." Jiada trembled. His heart ached, his stomach hurt, his liver hurt, his whole body hurt. He felt so uncomfortable that he wanted to cry. Everyone was stunned. He was expelled? No future? A genius with no future? At this moment it was like a dream. Was this all fake? Ji Qing's pretty face also changed. Even for her, it would be difficult to accept a student who was about to reach 500 horsepower. There were many teachers in Huaxia University who were more outstanding than her. However, such a genius was expelled by a teacher who was not even in the life spring stage. She was now doubting her life. If I cheated in the test just now, can it be understood that the teachers are blind and are just a bunch of decorations? Su Yan glared at Gao Hua and shouted, "Do you have a pig's brain?" Su Yan. Gao Hua seemed to have gone crazy. He actually shouted, "You are definitely cheating. I request to change the test monument." A group of Huaxia University students looked at Gao Hua with pity. There was a problem with the test monument? This had never happened before. There is no need to trouble the teacher. Su Yan waved his hand at him and smiled faintly. I think it's still the same. Come up and challenge me like last time. Then you will know whether my strength is real or not. Old Liang looked at all of this with interest. He was curious about this little guy called Su Yan. He didn't look like a teenager at all. Gao Hua was stunned. Su Yan's indifferent look made him hesitate. Obviously, he couldn't forget the crushing defeat last time. Attack! Tao Tianhua spoke. He also didn't believe in Su Yan's strength. How could he become a different person after a few months? Ma Zhoushan, especially, seriously suspected that Su Yan had a great opportunity and might have some treasures. With Tao Tianhua's nod, Gao Hua was full of confidence. He laughed loudly. I told you, it's definitely fake. You are still trying to intimidate others. Su Yan, let's see how I will expose your true face. Boom. Gao Hua rushed up in an instant. He really didn't believe that Su Yan had such strong strength. Everyone present also widened their eyes. They wanted to see what kind of exciting scene would happen. If Su Yan really cheated, Huaxia University would lose a lot of face. It must be real. Bai Menjiang clenched her fists excitedly. Her loose robes fluttered wildly. This scene fell into the eyes of Xiang Yang, and a trace of anger flashed in his eyes. Su Yan, show your true body. Gao Hua rushed towards the stage. When he got close to Su Yan, he shouted angrily, Trash will always be trash. It's impossible for you to counterattack. I'll return those words to you. Su Yan's eyes opened and closed, and a cold light shone in all directions. His fist flew up like lightning and smashed directly towards Gao Hua. Gotcha! Once again, the quiet venue was filled with a series of bone-cracking sounds. Under the shocked gazes of the audience, the fist was as fast as lightning and ruthlessly hammered Gao Hua's chest. Su Yan's speed was too fast. Gao Hua didn't even have time to react, and his palm hadn't even touched Su Yan. Bam! A dull sound rang out, as if someone was hammering on a heavenly drum. Gao Hua's body stiffened, and his eyes almost popped out. This was a terrifying force attacking his body, attacking his internal organs. Su Yan retracted his fist and retreated. Gao Hua fell to the ground and was silent for a long time. Finally, he let out a mournful cry, ah! This painful cry sent chills down the spine of some people, and goosebumps rose all over their bodies. What a ruthless young man! Elder Liang was surprised. Others couldn't see it, but he could. This Gao Hua was crippled, and his internal organs were shattered. Su Yan's control of his strength was really amazing. He hadn't met such a young man in a long time. Tao Tianhua's eyes widened in anger. The person he had invited to fight was now trembling from the beating. I'm really sorry. I've been hunting beasts in the wilderness for the past few days, so I couldn't control my strength. Su Yan quickly said, Student Gao Hua, are you okay? The word classmate caused Gao Hua to cough up a mouthful of blood and faint. Su Yan, you're too ruthless. Gao Hua only questioned you. How could you be so ruthless? Xiang Yang walked out with an ashen face. He pointed at Su Yan and said, Are you still a student? Last time, you almost crippled Gao Hua. This time you crippled him. How can you be so vicious? You're saying I'm vicious? Which eye of yours saw me cripple him? Su Yan lied through his teeth. He sneered and said, Xiang Yang, you're standing out now. You're not thinking of ways to challenge me. What a joke. Challenge you? Who do you think you are? Xiang Yang was furious. His whole body was filled with dazzling light. As his life spring rose and fell, waves of majestic essence qi were released. At this moment, Xiang Yang was extremely tyrannical. Many people present were suffocating. Take a good look. What qualifications do you think you have for me to challenge you? Xiang Yang looked down at Su Yan from above. Although I don't know what kind of opportunity you had, you're showing off your strength by dealing with your classmates so viciously. It's really shameless. That's right. Tao Tianhua nodded and said, it's a little too much. A fight between classmates should stop when it's appropriate. That's true. Su Yan is too much. How can he deal with Gao Hua like that? He's too vicious. What's the difference between him and a beast? This kind of person is too violent. That's right. Tao Tianhua is right. Once Tao Tianhua spoke, some of the infatuated girls around him responded fiercely. They felt that Tao Tianhua's words were too correct. Ha ha, what a joke. Su Yan laughed. If you want to target me, just say it. Aren't you looking for an excuse? Now that you have an excuse, Tao Tianhua, why don't you make a move? What nonsense are you talking about? Tao Tianhua was furious. Why? The last time you sent someone to kill me, I was lucky enough to survive. Why aren't you making a move to kill me now? Su Yan said coldly. Aren't you very capable, Tao Tianhua? Now you're mute and don't dare to admit it. Bai Menjing's face turned pale. Tao Tianhua sent someone to kill Su Yan? The whole audience was in an uproar. You're full of nonsense. Tao Tianhua was completely furious. Suppress him immediately. He dares to slander me and the invigilators. Where does Huaxia University stand? I think you've eaten a bear's heart and leopard's guts. Xiang Yang moved instantly. He had been waiting for Tao Tianhua's words. He knew very well that Su Yan had such strong potential and would definitely be put in an important position. Once Su Yan entered Huaxia University, it would not be easy to deal with him. Xiang Yang felt that it would be better to follow Tao Tianhua. That was his decision. Come. Su Yan was furious. One Xiang Yang was not enough to threaten him. There's still an hour before the double monthly ticket ends. Chapter 26. Isn't this too much? A life spring stage fighter against Su Yan, who's in the awakening stage. The manager said, Huaxia University doesn't want him, but the Underground Business Alliance does. Su Yan, get down here and come with me. I'll see who dares to touch you. Many teachers wanted to say something, but Tao Tianhua was there, so they didn't dare to say anything. That old bastard. Tao Tianhua's eyes flashed coldly. He shouted, ignore him. Take him down. Let him know the consequences of disrupting the meeting. Don't think he can ignore the law just because he's a little bit talented. Ji Qing frowned. Just as she was about to say something, her expression changed. What? The students of the Ice Snow Academy are bullied? Suddenly, an old man in a tang suit appeared on the stage. Xiang Yang didn't dare to act rashly. Even old Liang stood up. He stared at the old man in the tang suit and smiled bitterly. Old man, you finally know how to come out and have a look. Tang Yi. Tao Tianhua didn't look good. He knew this person. He was Shura's #1 follower. Huaxia University had invited Tang Yi to teach there many times, but there had been no news. This person wasn't easy to deal with. He was fierce and powerful. In the entire Huaxia alliance, he was one of the strongest fighters. If I didn't come out, were you not going to stop this unfair fight? Tang Yi said coldly. The gap between the life spring stage and the awakening stage was too big. It was difficult to challenge someone of a higher stage. I also want to see how strong Su Yan is. Old Liang smiled. I don't mean anything else. Who dares to bully the students of the Ice Snow Academy? Tang Yi looked at Su Yan with surprise. He didn't think that he would become so strong in just a few months. He still couldn't forget the scene of the dean bringing Su Yan back at great cost 3 years ago. The reason why Tang Yi hadn't left the academy in the past few years was mostly because of Su Yan. The dean had asked him to keep an eye on Su Yan and prevent him from getting hurt. It's not bullying, is it? Tao Tianhua clasped his hands behind his back and looked straight at Tang Yi. I'm just asking some questions. Tang Yi, you're overthinking things. Elder Liang frowned. Did this Tao Tianhua not know Tang Yi's identity? Although his grandfather's combat power was similar to Tang Yi's, Tang Yi had the female Azura behind him. Who would dare to offend the female Azura? Come with me. Tang Yi didn't even look at Tao Tianhua. He waved at Su Yan and said, It's just Huaxia University. It's nothing. Going to the Underground Business Alliance isn't bad either. Ha ha, thank you, Senior Tang Yi. The manager was overjoyed. Our Underground Commerce Alliance will give Su Yan the best treatment. We will definitely not disappoint you. No, Tang Yi. Elder Liang panicked. Su Yan definitely had the strength of 500 horses. He was a core disciple. He couldn't let him fall into the hands of other forces. Su Yan didn't say a word. He followed Tang Yi. No matter who it was, Tang Yi would never harm him. The dean of the Ice Snow Academy wouldn't harm him either. He guessed that Tang Yi knew something about what happened 3 years ago. Bastard! Tao Tianhua clenched his fists. He was being ignored. Tang Yi, I respect you as an old man. Don't fail to appreciate my kindness. Tao Tianhua was furious. He shouted, This exam is supervised by Huaxia University. This Su Yan disobeyed me and cannot be forgiven. If you take him away by force, you will be making an enemy out of Huaxia University. Tang Yi's footsteps were stiff. His robe fluttered in the wind. A terrifying murderous aura swept across the area. At this moment, the entire Ice Snow Academy was like a storm. Countless people felt as if they had fallen into an ice cave. They were shivering. What kind of terrifying aura was this? It was enough to overturn the entire academy. Tao Tianhua's heart was also filled with fear. How could Tang Yi, who followed the female Shura, be made of paper? How dare you! Elder Liang was enraged. He shouted, Tao Tianhua, how dare you! Do you have the right to tell Tang Yi what he should do? Do you know who he is? Do you know who was the one who fought in the front line against the beasts decades ago? Do you know who gave you the social environment you have today? Everyone was in awe. Although they didn't experience it, they couldn't forget the history. If Tang Yi and the others didn't fight for their lives, how could they have a stable life? Tao Tianhua's face was ashen. He didn't know what to say. It was disrespectful to criticize Tang Yi. Tianhua, how could you be so disrespectful to Senior Tang Yi? Jing Yonghui quickly came out and smiled at Tang Yi. Senior, Tang Yi said these words in a fit of anger. Please don't take it to heart. And Su Yan, you too. Tao Tianhua can't send people to kill you. How about this, Su Yan, you apologize to Tao Tianhua, and this matter will be over. Why should I apologize? Su Yan turned his head and looked at Jing Yonghui. Jing Yonghui's face was a little stiff. He smiled and said, Tao Tianhua's reputation is out there. How could you say that? He is a level 2 alchemist. Lin Wanlan's teacher once asked Tao Tianhua for a level 2 prescription. Lin Wanlan had told him about this. At that time, Su Yan was angry. Tao Tianhua could agree. But the premise was that Lin Wanlan went to Jing Yonghui and asked Jing Yonghui to give it to Lin Wanlan. Is a level 2 alchemist very powerful? Tang Yi looked at Jing Yonghui and said indifferently, Tao Tianhua's reputation is reputation, but my Ice Snow Academy's reputation is not? With me here, who dares to make my Ice Snow Academy's students do things against their will? Who dares? This sentence resounded through the whole audience. The whole Ice Snow Academy students were excited. This was too domineering. Huaxia University's 2 geniuses didn't give face at all. Jing Yonghui's face didn't look good. He and Tao Tianhua looked at each other. Both of them were angry. I think it's better this way, Tao Tianhua said with a fake smile. Isn't it unfair to fight with Xiang Yang? Okay, I'll help Su Yan. Now let's let Su Yan and Jing Yonghu fight. What do you think? Seeing that Tang Yi was about to speak, Tao Tianhua looked down at Su Yan and said, "I'll ask you again. Don't hide behind an adult like a child." "I don't dare to compete." Su Yan shrugged and said, "If someone dies, I'll put a big hat on them and say that I, Su Yan, am vicious." "Good for you, Su Yan." Jing Yangyu exploded on the spot. He laughed angrily and said, "Su Yan, what you mean is that I, Jing Yangyu, will lose and be crippled by you? You pig brain, don't you know that I'm stronger than you? Who gave you the guts to say this?" "You mean, regardless of life or death?" Su Yan replied indifferently. "Come up here. If I don't beat you to death, I'll change my surname to yours." Jing Yangyu couldn't help it. With his bad temper, who dared to look down on him like this? "It seems that we can compete. Then it's settled." "Tang Yi, what else do you have to say?" Tao Tianhua asked coldly. "Yes, you can. Have you asked me?" At this moment, Tang Yi gave a rare smile. "What else do you want?" Tao Tianhua was furious. If it weren't for the prestige of this old man, with his temper, he would have beaten him to a pulp. The corners of Tang Yi's mouth wriggled, and a sentence exploded in Tao Tianhua's mind. Tao Tianhua's expression changed, and the corners of his mouth also wriggled. The people around were surprised. What were they looking at? Only some teachers knew that they were using divine thoughts to communicate. This required a very abnormal divine soul to be qualified. "Okay." Tao Tianhua's face had a touch of uncontrollable surprise. He solemnly took out a book and handed it to old Liang. After old Liang opened it, his face changed dramatically. Tang Yi also took out something and handed it to old Liang. His heartbeat sped up. This was a huge gamble. "It's up to you. You have to fight for your own fortune." Tang Yi patted Su Yan's shoulder, leaving behind a sentence that confused Su Yan, then quietly left the venue. "What were you talking about just now?" Jing Yanghui was curious. Hearing this, Tao Tianhua said in a low voice, "This old man actually has 10 origin essence stones. He wants to bet with me. My bet is the soul refining technique." "What did you say? The soul refining technique? This was bestowed to you by war god Zhu Yan." Jing Yanghui was stunned. He said incoherently, "The value of 10 origin essence stones can't compare to the soul refining technique, right? And if you lose, war god Zhu Yan will definitely not let you off easily once he finds out." "How can I lose?" Tao Tianhua said coldly. "I can confirm that Su Yan's combat strength can't be that strong. You've been secretly nurturing your brother all these years. What can an old man like him possibly nurture Su Yan?" "That's true. These old-timers are too pedantic." Jing Yanghui snorted. "They think too highly of themselves. Who are the two of us? Tang Yi doesn't even give us face just because he has some battle achievements. These old-timers don't even think about it. They're about to turn into a pile of bones. The future belongs to us, the young and strong." Tao Tianhua and Jing Yanghui secretly called themselves the young and strong. A few other young prodigies also felt that it was time for the old-timers to retire. The future belonged to the young and strong. "When I get my hands on the 10 source essence stones, you don't need them. You can give your brother 2. I'm going to exchange the rest for some treasures with war god Zhu Yan." Tao Tianhua said in a low voice, "The ancient ruins that appeared in Base 9 will probably be opened soon. I want to get more treasures. When the time comes, you'll have to lend me a hand." While they were talking, Su Yan and Jing Yangyu were already facing each other. "Kid, don't think that just because you know 2 students from Huaxia University, you can be disrespectful to my brother and Tao Tianhua. And that old man just now, isn't he just making some contributions to humanity? What's there to show off?" Jing Yangyu said arrogantly, "And Lin Wanlan, she's my brother's woman. I forgot to warn you to stay away from her last time. It seems that this time, we'll have to settle the old and new scores together. But don't worry, I won't kill you. Little brat, I'll teach you how to behave today." Su Yan's aura was completely different. He was like a demon king. His blood-stained clothes fluttered in the wind, and his eyes emitted a terrifying and murderous light. Here's another one. The 5th chapter will be updated tonight. Normally, there are 3 chapters. Everyone can read them together at night so that you don't have to wait. Chapter 27. Looks like there's going to be a good show today. Old Liang didn't mind if things got out of hand. He had already sensed Su Yan's ferocious aura. He was definitely a ruthless person. He must have killed a lot of dire beasts in the wilderness. Otherwise, his aura wouldn't be so ferocious. Tao Tianhua and Jing Yangyu, who were talking, also sensed the ferocious aura. Their hearts sank. Su Yan's strength wasn't as simple as it seemed on the surface. Su Yan, if I don't cripple you today, I'll change my surname to yours. Jing Yangyu's eyes widened in anger. He rushed forward, and his entire body was filled with a brilliant golden light. He had already heard Tao Tianhua's voice transmission, telling him to go all out. Buzz! Under the shocked gazes of the audience, Jing Yangyu's skin turned pale gold, as if he was bathed in a golden divine radiance. His every move released a terrifying aura. At this moment, Jing Yangyu's aura was much stronger. This was an extremely miraculous manifestation. As he rushed forward, the vacuum he pulled was slightly distorted. Oh my God, it's the golden body technique! I know this technique. It's a technique to temper the body. It's rumored that the Underground Commerce Alliance sells it. Its price is a terrifying 3 billion huaxia dollars. Not only that, it's rumored that to cultivate the golden body technique, one needs to consume medicinal liquids day and night. The price is sky-high, easily tens of billions of huaxia dollars. Jing Yangyu's golden body technique is still pale gold. It's rumored that once it's cultivated to the large success stage, it will turn into a golden luster. It's enough to uproot rivers and mountains. This caused a huge commotion. Tao Tianhua was all smiles. The medicinal liquids that Jing Yangyu needed to temper his body were basically refined by him. That was why he dared to make this bet with Tang Yi. We'll definitely win. Jing Yanghui smiled and said, By the way, Tao Tianhua, don't forget to refine more medicinal liquids for Yangyu. You can't be too stingy. 10 origin essence stones. It's not something that can be measured with money. No problem. Even if Tang Yi doesn't give me a single cent, as long as Yangyu can help me vent my anger, he'll definitely get the medicinal liquids. Tao Tianhua smiled and said, with the golden body technique, Yangyu is basically invincible. Bai Menjing clenched her jade-like hands. She was somewhat nervous. Even Xiang Yang's eyes were wide open. Jing Yangyu was already very strong. He reckoned that if he was a little stronger, he would be able to challenge ordinary experts at the Life Spring realm. To show me! Jing Yangyu waved his fist. Golden light shot out in all directions as he violently smashed towards Su Yan's body, bringing with him layer after layer of powerful energy. 2. He raised his palm. Then, slowly, he raised it and slashed it toward Jing Yangyu's fist. At this moment, the people around were petrified. Someone said in a trembling voice, He's crazy. Jing Yangyu has mastered the golden body technique. Su Yan wants to fight Jing Yangyu. Isn't he afraid of losing an arm or a leg? Su Yan is a pauper. It's said that he stole Tao Tianhua's things to rise to power. Who is Jing Yangyu? He has endless wealth. What qualifications does Su Yan have to compare with him? I guess he's scared out of his wits. You can't say that. Su Yan is the strongest awakening realm cultivator in our academy. How can you speak for an outsider? What's wrong with that? Tao Tianhua is a genius and an alchemy master. No matter how high Su Yan's achievements are, he can't be compared with Tao Tianhua. Some people from the Ice Snow Academy argued until their faces turned red. This made some male students very angry. They didn't understand what Tao Tianhua had that made some girls in the academy so infatuated. Basically, when Tao Tianhua said a word, It was as if they were looking at an imperial edict. Boom! Jing Yangyu's attack fiercely exploded. Golden light burst out and the light was brilliant, illuminating the sky. Some people's eyes were hurt by the light beam. However, when they saw the next scene, they were stunned. Su Yan's palm directly hit Jing Yangyu's fist, and Jing Yangyu's fist seemed to be trembling slightly. Roar! Suddenly, Su Yan's entire body released an extremely fierce power. It was as fierce as a wild beast. Everyone could faintly see a giant bear roaring. They could faintly see Su Yan transform into a giant beast that could shatter the heavens and split the earth. His body instantly collided with Jing Yangyu's body and ruthlessly collided with him. Bang! Jing Yangyu's whole body trembled violently. This was an unbearable force that sent Jing Yangyu flying and almost paralyzed on the ground. Elder Liang's eyes were dignified. This was the Xingyi fist. Damn it! Jing Yanghui seemed to have thought of something. His face was livid. The Xingyi fist was not for the fatty, but for Su Yan. Lin Wanlan actually bought the Xingyi fist manual and gave it to Su Yan. This made Jing Yanghui feel as if he was wearing a hat. Xingyi fist. Jing Yangyu was also angry. His eyes were spitting fire as he stared at Su Yan. He couldn't be wrong. This was the Xingyi fist. Yes, I have to thank your big brother for saving me 50 million yuan. Su Yan smiled. It's a very good martial arts technique. Help me thank your big brother later. Damn you! Jing Yangyu completely exploded. His eyes were red. Evidence, bloody evidence. Guys, look. The whole Snow Academy was in an uproar. This time, Jing Yangyu completely exploded. His whole fist was faintly filled with an ancient aura. His fist was like a condensed star surrounded by a dazzling light. It's the Xingyi fist. Unbelievable! This is the Xingyi fist, the most terrifying martial arts technique at this stage. Jing Yangyu actually mastered the Xingyi fist. In Huaxia University, only gold students are qualified to practice it. If it were in the Business Alliance, the cost would be tens of billions of yuan. This was priceless. Rumor had it that the Xingyi fist manual was very difficult to copy. It was said that even if it was copied, it would be very difficult to copy the Xingyi fist. It was said that Huaxia University treasured the original copy. Go to hell. Jing Yangyu's punch carried with it a powerful airflow that was like 100 layers of giant waves. His entire fist exuded the aura of the primordial stars. At the moment it came crashing down, people seemed to see a large star falling from the sky. Boom! Su Yan's body was like a furnace. The moment the source of his qi and blood burned, his chest rose and fell. His whole body rippled with thousands of rays of light. What a guy! His body is so strong that he can revive it with his blood. Elder Liang was shocked and excited. He had to take down this disciple. Tao Tianhua and Jing Yanghui were so angry that their lips were trembling. If he hid his strength, he would have the strength of at least 600 horses. Most of the time, only masters in the Life Spring realm had the strength of 600 horses and could release their qi and blood. However, Su Yan had the strength of 600 horses in the Awakening realm. He would definitely be valued by Huaxia University. More importantly, he hadn't opened the Life Spring yet. He would definitely be fought over by the teachers. It would be even more difficult to deal with Su Yan in the future. I feel that there's no hope. Xia Yang smiled bitterly. Su Yan was too strong. Huaxia University wouldn't let Su Yan go. Tang Yi also knew that Huaxia University was the pillar of support. Su Yan going to Huaxia University was the best choice. Young man, do your best. Bai Menjing smiled. It was as if she had returned to 3 years ago, to the time when she was defeated by this young man again and again. She wanted to do it again, but this time, she wouldn't stubbornly get up and fight with Su Yan again. Su Yan's qi pierced through the sky. His hair and clothes fluttered wildly. His whole body was surrounded by rays of qi and blood. When these rays of light converged in the vacuum, Su Yen seemed to have turned into a giant bird. The moment he spread his arms, he released the ferocious aura of a beast king that could tear the sky and earth apart. Jing Yanghui's face turned ugly. How long had it been? He had actually comprehended the martial art's true meaning of the Xingyi fist. This person's comprehension ability was too abnormal. Everyone was shocked when they saw Su Yen spread his arms and grab Jing Yangyu's fist. So what if it was the astral fist? Even if it was the best martial arts technique, it would be difficult for Jing Yangyu to exert much of its power. No. Jing Yanghui's face changed drastically. Put him down. Su Yen didn't say a word. He was like a ferocious beast. He could definitely tear Jing Yangyu apart alive. Don't hurt him. Tang Yi transmitted his voice. Su Yen was only thinking about it. If he killed Jing Yangyu, would he be able to leave the 9th base alive? The Jing family would definitely go crazy. Bam! Su Yan's arms shook. He pulled Jing Yangyu's arm and slammed him to the ground. Not killing him didn't mean that Su Yen wouldn't dare to hurt him. You bastard! Jing Yanghui almost exploded in anger. His eyes were about to pop out. This was his younger brother. With this fall, all his glory was gone. Cough. Jing Yangyu coughed up a mouthful of blood. His eyes were full of resentment. If it weren't for his strong physical body, he would have died from the fall. Under the respectful gazes of the surrounding people, Su Yen turned around and walked towards Tang Yi step by step. Be careful! Suddenly, Bai Menjing's scream rang out, startling the surrounding people. They all saw a soft sword fly out of Jing Yangyu's sleeve, emitting a cold light. Go to hell! Jing Yangyu roared ferociously. He threw the soft sword at Su Yen at lightning speed, aiming for the back of his head. Su Yan's body trembled violently. His clothes fluttered. The back of his head was about to crack. The shiny soft sword was about to pierce through the back of his head. Su Yen roared to the sky. His qi and blood source erupted and circulated around his body, turning into a golden Pegasus. It carried Su Yen and changed positions, dodging the soft sword at an astonishing speed. However, the soft sword still cut through his scalp, cutting off a bit of his long hair. Roar! Su Yen turned his head. His entire body was overflowing with ferocity. The golden Pegasus disappeared and turned into a divine tiger, roaring as it swallowed the sky. The ferocious tiger descended into the realm, looking down on everything. This was a shocking power. It was as if a god of war had appeared and rushed towards Jing Yangyu. Please show mercy. Everything happened too fast. Only Jing Yangyu's out-of-control roar could be heard. Many people's brains short-circuited. However, they could clearly see that Jing Yangyu was trembling in fear. His pants were wet. Su Yen kicked him. Jing Yangyu let out a pig-like roar as he was kicked into the sky. An unknown liquid flowed down. 5-Night Watch. Isn't that great? Chapter 28. Ah! Jing Yangyu howled like a pig being slaughtered. He was in so much pain that he wished he was dead. His heart was filled with fear. He had peed his pants because of the might of the Beast King. At this moment, he truly felt the hand of death beckoning him. Everyone present was dumbfounded. They no longer cared about Jing Yangyu's injuries, but to compete in such a place and even pee in his pants was a huge scandal. If word got out, how would Jing Yangyu face the world? Even old Liang was dumbfounded. He didn't even have time to stop him. He didn't expect Su Yen to be so strong that he could even comprehend the Xingyi fist to such a level. Bang! Jing Yangyu fell heavily to the ground. His bones were broken one after another. He was bleeding all over and trembling. His eyes were filled with fear. He had almost been kicked to death by Su Yen. I will kill you! Jing Yanghui was furious. His black hair danced in the wind. He couldn't control the killing intent in his body. His whole body emitted a heaven-shattering light, like a surging river, which caused the vacuum to collapse. Oh no! Su Yan's expression changed. This aura was pressing down on him. Su Yan felt suffocated. Jing Yonghui was too strong. He was a great expert in the life spring realm. When he went crazy, few people present could stop him. Boom! The whole platform was shaking. Under Jing Yonghui's aura, it even began to crack. He rushed forward and punched at Su Yan. This punch burst out with a dazzling light. Even teacher Ji Qin couldn't stop the crazy Jing Yonghui for a moment. Exclamations came from all sides. If a genius who had beaten Jing Yonghui to the point of peeing in his pants died at the hands of Jing Yonghui, it would be a great loss to the Huaxia alliance. However, Jing Yonghui's movements were too fast. It was difficult to stop him from going crazy. His face was ferocious. The heaven-shattering aura in his body came out in full force and was about to drown Su Yan. Humph! All of a sudden, the entire Ice and Snow Academy was shaken. It was as if a giant was stomping on the ground, accompanied by thousands of waves of murderous aura that swept through the sky, breaking apart the clouds in all directions. A terrifying aura rippled out as Tang Yi appeared in front of Su Yan like a bolt of lightning. His body erupted with a torrential power. Under the astonished gazes of everyone present, Tang Yi tore open the sky with his bare hands. The source of power that permeated the air was like a raging wave that pierced through the sky, shattering the storm of divine power that was attacking Su Yan. This palm was incomparably tyrannical. Suddenly, some people seemed to have seen a giant dormant vicious beast awaken and dominate the world. Bang! No matter how strong Jing Yonghui was, he was still no match for Elder Tang. This palm strike caused Jing Yonghui's entire body to tremble and his chest to cave in. Pooh! Jing Yonghu coughed up large mouthfuls of blood and fell heavily to the ground, trembling. Was letting Tang Yi do as he wished? He appeared strangely in front of Jing Yonghui. His aging body also erupted with a monstrous aura. He was like a furnace that was burning, illuminating the world. Jing Yonghui's face was ashen as the horrifying aura attacked him. The surrounding people were petrified. How could Tang Yi be so strong? Who would have thought that Tang Yi, who had been dormant for decades, would make a move again and be so tyrannical? There were only a handful of teachers in Huaxia University who could stop him. Have mercy! Elder Liang hurriedly rushed up, but his realm was a level lower than Tang Yi's. He smiled bitterly and said, Tang Yi, just now, Jing Yonghui was also in a fit of anger. I hope that elder brother can show mercy. Have mercy? Tang Yi clasped his hands behind his back. His grayish-white hair danced in the wind. He looked askance at Elder Liang and sneered. If I wasn't here, the students of my Ice and Snow Academy would have been killed. So domineering! The students of the Ice and Snow Academy were wild with excitement. Even some of the infatuated girls were blushing. Who would have thought that the Ice and Snow Academy had a hidden master? Even the teachers of Huaxia University paled in comparison. That was just an accident. Please don't take it to heart. Elder Liang smiled bitterly. He stared at Jing Yonghui and said angrily, How dare you break the rules in front of Tang Yi? Jing Yonghui's face was gloomy. He stood up slowly. But he had to bow his head? How could Jing Yonghui let go of the pride in his heart to admit his mistake? This scene made Tang Yi's eyes even colder. The blazing divine power that had been awakened swept across all directions. That terrible aura was enough to swallow mountains and rivers. It made the hands and feet of the people in the field turn cold. This was definitely a top master among humans. Even Huaxia University didn't dare to offend him. Tang Yi even had the female Shura behind him. Jing Yonghui's face changed. He felt the killing intent. Once Tang Yi went crazy, Elder Liang wouldn't be able to stop him. Just now I was worried about my brother. In a moment of desperation, I made a move. Elder, you should understand my feelings. Jing Yonghui gritted his teeth and hurriedly sent a sound transmission over. This junior is willing to take out an origin essence stone to compensate Su Yan. I hope that senior can understand this junior's impatience. Tang Yi's killing intent dissipated. His cold voice spread across the field. If there is a next time, you won't be so lucky. This scene made everyone shocked. This was too domineering. Jing Yonghui must have been forced to bow his head. How strong was Tang Yi? Even Elder Liang was afraid of him. Tang Yi had already left with Su Yan. Damn it! Jing Yonghui's face was distorted. He had lost a lot of face today. How could he swallow the anger in his heart when he had to bow his head and apologize to an old man? However, Tang Yi's strength was so strong that even Jing Yonghui felt a trace of fear. This old man was too scary. He even had the female Shura behind him. Who would dare to provoke him? After Tang Yi's ruckus, many people were afraid of Su Yan. Now, there was a top master behind him. Teacher, what happened to you? Teacher, what happened to you? The students below the stage were in an uproar. When they saw Jiada lying paralyzed on the ground, he clutched his heart and shivered. His hands and feet were cold. Jiada, you are expelled. LV Anshan's words made Jiada cough out a mouthful of blood. He looked older by more than 10 years and slowly fainted. Everyone didn't know what to say. Jiada was so angry that he lost more than 10 years of his lifespan. However, when they thought of Su Yan's results in this assessment, the number 1 in base number 9, if Su Yan was still under Jiada's tutelage, Jiada would definitely soar. LV Anshan's face was ashen. He was in a difficult position now. Tang Yi had stood out just now, so he had no choice but to punish Jiada. Xiang Yangyu was scared out of his wits. The future Su Yan would definitely not be a weakling. He was afraid that Su Yan would target him in the future. He couldn't raise his pride anymore. The whole audience was silent. What happened today was too exciting. What made the teachers of the various colleges smile bitterly was that Huaxia University would get a peerless genius, a genius who could rank in the top 10 of this assessment. Big news. Jing Yongyu was beaten to the point of peeing his pants. The number 1 in base number 9 was taken by Su Yan from the Ice Snow Academy. The Ice Snow Academy has a top master. Even the teachers of Huaxia University had to bow down to him. Jing Yonghui was also heavily injured by Tang Yi with one slap. He really made base number 9 proud. This is too explosive. Who is this Su Yan? He came out of nowhere and won the championship. Even Jing Yonghui was beaten by him. He must be one of the top 10 candidates in this assessment. Base number 9 was still in an uproar. In just one night, Su Yan had become a household name. I will keep this a secret for you, but I don't know if Su Yan will keep it a secret for you. Elder Liang said helplessly. Anyway, don't mess with Su Yan. And you, Jing Yonghui, do you really think Tang Yi won't dare to kill you? But from the fact that you broke the rules, Tang Yi has enough excuses to kill you. Tao Tianhua's face was gloomy. The soul tampering technique was given to him by Zhu Yan. If Su Yan spread the news about the soul tampering technique, Zhu Yan would definitely not let him go. He had used the soul tampering technique as a bet. As for Jing Yonghui, his face was also very ugly. Just now, his family had sent word that if he dared to mess with Tang Yi, he would be severely punished. One could imagine the deterrence of a top human fighter, and even the female Shura behind Tang Yi. Damn it, you can't even kill a bug. Tao Tianhua lost control and roared, I won't let this go. I won't take this lying down. I will kill Su Yan and his entire family. Elder Liang had already left. Jing Yonghui also said angrily, my family actually warned me not to mess with Su Yan because of Tang Yi. This is a great humiliation. I, Jing Yonghui, actually had to lower my head and apologize to an old fart. I won't let this go either. Wait for him. Once he enters Huaxia University, I will make it difficult for him to do anything. The two peerless geniuses were furious. They hated Su Yan to the bone. Kid, when you enter Huaxia University, you will definitely encounter a lot of difficulties. In the dimly lit armory, Tang Yi said lightly, but this is nothing. If you can't even deal with Tao Tianhua and Jing Yanghui, how can you talk about great things in the future? Hearing this, Su Yan nodded and said, I will be careful of them. I still haven't thanked you for your help. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to escape unscathed today. Why are you thanking me? Tang Yi said lightly. No matter what, I am still a teacher of the Ice Snow Academy. This is what I should do. You defeated Jing Yangyu, and your strength has skyrocketed recently. You must have had some opportunities. I won't ask you what opportunities you have, but no matter what opportunities you have, you must hide them. Tang Yi said seriously, at this stage the entire Huaxia Alliance, and the entire Earth, has many secrets and opportunities. I will announce to the outside world that you were trained by me. It is inevitable that people will pay attention to you. Thank you, Senior. I will remember this. Su Yan understood that society could change at any time. However, what the future would be like was still unknown. If he could control the wealth of the future, he would definitely attract attention. Moreover, the dragon totem on Su Yan's arm might even be related to the dragon totem that was the source of the Earth's mutation. This was the most important thing. It must not be revealed. Thinking of Mount Everest, Su Yan took a deep breath and said in a deep voice, I want to know more about what happened 3 years ago. I hope Senior can enlighten me. You really don't know anything?